Hey guys, welcome to Approach the Nerd. It's your girl, Maria Park, and my boy, Jet Groove. And this is our first nerd hangout. Now, I'm saying this is our first nerd hangout. That's not necessarily true because we go off the rails all the damn time in our
Yep.
videos. So, technically, this is our first official nerd hangout.
This is the first time we intended it to be just something that is not a review or something that just came out, even though I'm sure we're going to slightly review something.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some
So
shit because,
there are a lot of there's a lot of new stuff out there. Not all of it is super great. I need to adjust this a little bit, shouldn't I?
yeah, you are absolutely true. Like I'm kind of behind on some of the stuff that came out. Now I know Stranger Things season 4, I believe, comes out today. I haven't checked yet.
I think.
So, but I will be watching that because I love Stranger Things. So that's something that we need to figure out when to get together and review because that's gonna be fun. But I did see that they dropped the trailer for what is it? The Umbrella Academy season 3.
Yeah.
So I haven't watched that yet.
I haven't even seen season 2 yet.
You haven't seen season 2?
I'm so behind on it.
Well, yeah, you are behind. Season 2 was pretty good. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not gonna say anything. But where it rolled into this season, it's almost like we're playing with the multiverse now. And now, yeah. Well, and I don't think we're gonna have
right now.
Well, I don't think we're gonna have Vanya either because, again, I have not seen the trailer. But remember, Ellen Page came out as trans, so now Elliot is Elliot.
Yeah,
so I have a feeling they changed Vanya's character to accommodate that. So
exactly.
So it is what it is. I have no problem with it. I'm married to a trans male, so I'm not gonna be like hating on it. But yeah,
that would make absolutely no sense if you were.
Huh?
That would make absolutely no sense if you were. Like, excuse
me? I'd be a self-hating wife. I'm like, I hate my trans belt. No, that's not what's happening. It's just interesting because I've read the comics, so like I'm really curious to see because obviously this is going to kind of derail its own direction anyway. Because if you really think about the original story of the Umbrella Academy, it was not canon. In the Netflix series, they took a lot of liberties. So it is what it is. Serenity said a hot dog for breakfast.
Not a hot dog. It's a kolache. It's like a hot dog wrapped in a croissant type donut thing or whatever.
Okay, but to be clear, she didn't say hot dog and bun. She just said a hot dog, fool. You have a hot dog in there.
I do. You're right. Let me explain something to you how breakfast works. Breakfast is what you eat in the morning. It doesn't matter if it's a pork chop sandwich. It doesn't matter if it's greens and beans. It doesn't matter if it's red beans and rice. If you eat in the morning, it's breakfast.
Well, now I didn't need you to explain that to me, soldier, because I live by that life. I had a British mother, so I get it.
Sometimes it's banger and mash. Sometimes it's ice cream and cake. I don't judge. I don't judge. I mean,
oh Lord,
I might
what is wrong with you? Did you finally see Doctor Strange too?
Yeah.
So what did you think? Yeah. We haven't talked about it since I did my review.
Yeah. Sorry.
I think a lot of people had that reaction when that came out. They were like,
I'm expecting more because if that movie came out, if that movie came out before, like, come on, man, before like Endgame, like in that kind of timeline, like if that was the plot of like the first Doctor Strange movie, it'd have been mind blowing, but which would have been impossible. But it's just, I'll say it like this. Okay, so me and Jam, we went to go see 3 movies that day. We went to the theater. We saw
I know exactly what you saw. You saw
Secrets of Dumbledore,
the Sonic movie
2, and we saw Multiverse of Madness. And honestly, Multiverse of Madness was the weakest one by far. And I say that because there's a lot of movies now playing with the multiverse, and I think they came in really weak. This movie. That and the way we do the multiverse now, which is it's just far more sparsed out. And then I don't know. I want to say something about like how Miss America was portrayed, but I'm gonna take it she was just younger, so they made her a younger character.
Well, no, she's not portrayed the way she is in the comics at all.
Yeah,
she's not.
But
There
then
was
again,
never
the
a
comic
moment
is
where America had maybe when she was like 7, but there was never a moment in her life where she had like no confidence. That girl came out kicking and punching. So
yeah.
that's
I
not
think
that's not something that would happen.
they probably honestly avoiding that in this movie was actually a kind of a smart move because that would take out they would make her a lot more like they did Captain Marvel, and that bombed real bad, and I think they're trying to avoid that. Like giving
Well, I don't
characters.
know. This is my thing. This is my hot take. Okay, this is my hot take, people, because I love her, and I stand behind my queer girls. Because it bothers me. It just bothers me when you take a canonly gay character, and she has these friendships. So if you've read West Coast Avengers, you've read Young Avengers, you know that her and Kate Bishop are BFFs. It's really her and Kate Bishop, and then Cassie is like their adopted friend. And I
Yeah.
think Kate and Cassie were friends first, and then America just kind of came in. So there's a lot of like banter that happens between America and Kate, where America tells Kate that she knows she's gay and she's in the closet, and they have this whole bantering, and she'll say shit like, oh, I see the way you look at me, princess. You're not that straight and shit like that. So like, that's their banter. And they gave America shit to Yelena. And I said this, and spoiler, if you have not watched Hawkeye, Yelena was America Chavez.
Actually, yeah, I agree with you on
That's
that
what
one.
it
That's very
is.
true. That's true.
So
That's
I
true.
was in my feelings a lot. I don't know why we needed to have that. I don't know, because right now, if Haley, I think Haley in real life is like 24 or 25, maybe older. And then, of course, I can't say her name. Jalatal, the one who plays America.
Hold on, I'll help you out.
I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna call her little X. I'm like,
I'll
I
look
think
up real
is
quick.
like
Hold on.
15 or 16 in real life, if that. I can't see them having that banter because it's gonna feel inappropriate. So yeah, I feel like they cut off a really crazy relationship, bantering relationship. And I mean, America is in all of Kate's, single, like when you see any of her single issues or single miniseries, she's always in it. And
her name is Xochitl Gomez. She has a very Mayan first name. It's not Spanish, but it's close. But yeah, well, close. That's the wrong thing to say. She has a very, we'll say for the American audience or anybody that's not from Mexico, she has a very native first name and a very traditionally Spanish last name.
Yeah, even her. I was trying to peg what indigenous, because my grandfather's indigenous, and I can't figure out what tribe that would even. I don't know.
Well, it's Xochitl. If it sounds Mayan, is what it sounds like. But yeah, Mexican descent. Yeah, flower Nahuatl. So there you go. Yeah.
Serenity, I did not know that you were a male. Yeah. So let me tell you about Maria. I had this conversation with my spouse yesterday. I always have to check in because you have to do check-ins with your partner when you're married or in any relationship. I feel like you need to do check-ins to see where you each are, mentally and health-wise. And because my spouse is trans male and I'm pansexual, I always have to make sure that I'm not causing dysphoria, dysmorphia, anything with River, because at the end of the day, I don't give a shit about gender, and obviously when you're trans male, you do. So, when people like get in my live streams and we have like a banter and, especially if you've been with the channel a while, I'm not trained to be like, you a girl or a boy? Yeah. Are you trans male? Are you non-binary? I'm not unless you tell me, your girl don't know.
This is how I put it. It's how I put it. Unless I meet you in person and you give me an inkling because you feel like it. Like I'm getting too old now. There's too many pronouns. I can't keep up with them all. I'm not gonna lie. There's too many pronouns, too many sexualities. I don't know. Like I tried studying it and I got dizzy. It is for years trying to study it. And it's like there's no way you can please everybody because everybody is sensitive about something. So what I do is I just call you by your name. So I see Serenity. Say, oh, Serenity said something. Serenity said this. I know we learned back in the day on Schoolhouse Rock. This is his and this is hers, and now they are ours, and we are happy. Yay! Thank you. Pronouns. The pronoun takes the place of a noun because saying all those nouns over and over can really wear you down. But nowadays,
you just made a mini rap out of that.
Yeah, I mean, that's how the song. If you remember Schoolhouse Rock, that's how the song went.
To wear you down.
That was grammar rock. That's how it works. Schoolhouse Rock. But nowadays, if you assume like, oh, what that name looks like, especially on the internet. You have no idea, especially people who use different kinds of cartoons or images, whatever, as
Yeah.
their, their image. You don't know who's behind the monitor. So like,
Yeah, but and
sure,
that's also ignorant on my part though, because when you think of Serenity, you think of Neo Queen Serenity, Princess Serenity, like the epitome
honestly,
of femininity. But I mean,
I think of Serenity, like like
oh,
Firefly Serenity.
Firefly, I get
Yeah.
that. Well, Serenity,
Can't help it.
spoiler, plug your ears, guys. I like Serenity, but let me tell you my problem with Serenity.
Oh
What
shit.
happened to Wash? The first 10 minutes of the damn movie, I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Fucking love Wash. Are you kidding me right now? I'm like, man made it through the whole series and didn't even get to make it through most of the damn movie. 10 minutes in, damn. I'm like, so yeah. Like it's all good. Everyone online thinks I'm a girl, even though I say things like I'm gay or I'm a Japanese princess on a black man's body. As you know, hey, I call Lululemon my wife. That if you want to be a magical princess with a Jurassic Park like fucking doll hanging out your ass, you spin around and do it with pride. I don't care.
I will just say this criticism: if you call yourself being a Japanese princess, your makeup better be on point. If you look sloppy, I'm gonna say something to you. I'm not gonna lie. If you come up and tell me I'm a Japanese princess and your fucking eyeshadow isn't even, your little cat's eyes or whatever, or you got some smudge going down, I'm gonna talk shit. I'm gonna look at you and laugh like
he is not lying to you. He will.
Are you sure you're a princess? You look like you got a I'm just saying. You look like you put that makeup on in the bathroom at a gas station. I just want you to know that right now. It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. If you did put on a gas station, just make it look like, keep it sharp. How they say, keep it on fleek.
Keep it on fleek. All right, let's talk about some weird shit, okay?
Oh, issue. You're right. Sailor Moon Serenity. All right, now Maria got that one. Obviously, because I know I was way off mark. I know I was off mark. I know that, but
you did that shit on purpose though, so it's fine.
Ooh,
all right, you already know. I'm sharing my screen. I want. Let's talk about this. This is the poster for Gotham Knights, the new series that's basically coming to the CW or Arrowverse.
Don't play with me. I don't.
I mean, it looks like so when I last did a stream, I thought Riverdale had not been canceled, but apparently this is Riverdale's either this season or next season. I have to look at, but they are going off there. And it feels like they're putting them in here. like
I have I hate tolerate relationship with CW. I'm just not good with them at all. Anything they do, it just I don't know.
I gotta give it 3 episodes to see what kind of, because I'm hoping. I know. I'm hoping.
You see me swiping.
To get the HBO Max feel, and maybe they're trying to, I don't know, do a Dooms Patrol, CW version, or like maybe try to make the new Titans or something. I don't know. But
if you guys see me swiping, there's a random rogue gnat in this room, and it is trying to get to my drink, and I am refusing to let it win. I will win this fight. I promise. Like I'm eventually going to catch it. Like there it is, and like there.
Well, all I know is, guys, if you start seeing him beat the hell out of the screen and his camera and the microphone,
I might go punch this way.
I'm
like, ugh. I'm not telling Maria, fuck that. I'm trying to swipe at this bug.
He will get up and run away, and I think that is absolutely hilarious. Let me give you some behind the scenes stuff, and then I'll talk about Gotham Knights in a second. But when we were doing episode 2 of our Crisis on Infinite Earth parody, we're all in. So like when we record this, like we are all in. Okay, so we're like doing our lines, we get the groove. I'm not looking at the screen because I'm looking at the script. I didn't realize Groove was gone because Groove had ordered food. And they had delivered, I don't know if it was Uber Eats or whatever the hell it was, but we're like looking around, and here's Brene, you know her as Quarter Life Jam, his wife. She's like throwing her voice, trying to do his role because he was gone. And this is what I tell people. Groove is in his own multiverse. Like, he's in and out of universes all the effing time.
Hey, I will not apologize for art, but see, this time I still have got from OB Donuts, a donut shop run by Korean people. I learned today, actually. I still got 3 more in here that if I want them, I can have them. So I don't have to go run.
That was the most random ass statement.
It is though.
Getting up and leaving.
The Korean people
What is
run the
wrong with
store. I
you?
didn't know until today. It's kind of interesting.
All right, so ignoring that, we're gonna talk. And like I said, we're gonna talk about a lot of nerdy shit today. You guys have us until about 12:40ish, maybe 1, because we both got shit to do today. But we wanted to come out here and we wanted to just talk some shit. This is how we talk to each other. So this is what we're doing today. So for my 2,000 subscriber, thank you guys so much video, I've decided to do a parody of Charmed. Oh, and what's really funny, because Groove does not know this. I don't. Groove has not watched Charmed, the new, especially the
not the new one.
Not the new one.
Yes, not the new one.
So I've decided I'm gonna play Mel. Groove's going to be Macy.
Wait, why am I Macy?
Older sister.
What? Because I'm sassy or something? Because I'm bossy?
No, she's the scientist.
Because I'm always gone.
Hell, but the
I'm always gone. I'm always leaving.
I mean, there's that. And then I'm also we're going to have somebody for Kayla. We're going to have somebody for Maggie. In a perfect world, I would play Maggie because we have the same mix. She's like indigenous, Scottish, and Nigerian. I think she's Nigerian. I have to go look at that. I'm Nigerian, Scottish, and indigenous, and Bengali. Oh, watch out now. Yeah. We know what's so effed up about genetics, guys? Like, me and my daughter both did our genetics. We did that months apart. I got my results first. So my daughter was like, I'm going to be Vietnamese and Chinese, because that's what, her other parent, he's Chinese and Vietnamese. And I'm going to be everything you are, Mom, especially indigenous. That girl didn't get one drop of indigenous from me, but she got Bengali. I am like 6% Bengali. That's and how genetics work. Like 1.5. And I'm like, how in the hell? Genetics are weird, man. I don't know. When you're in the womb and you're just pulling stuff, it is what it is. But so apparently I do have Bengali. If you know about Bengali, I mean, they're Southeast Asian. But they also have a strong Hindu, Indian, well, Indians are considered Asian anyway, but they have a big Hindu presence. But they also go a little bit Northeast Asian and a little bit. So basically they are effing mixed Asian people. I couldn't even get that shit right. I got so excited because I saw that I was from St. Elizabeth Parish in Jamaica. I'm like, yeah, man, Jamaica. And then I went and looked and I was Chinese in Jamaica. So I was like, okay, you know what? Like, F you. Like, I was excited. I mean, to be part, Caribbean, and it turns out I'm Chinese Caribbean, and that's just, genetics are effing weird. I
remember your feelings were hurt so bad when you told me.
I was so excited. I remember I called Brene. I was like, oh, guess what? I'm an Islander girl. And she's like, cool. And then I looked and it said Chinese descent. I was like, you mother F.
And because Jam is very much so Islander. That's where her family comes from.
Well, no, to add insult to injury, I also have Eastern European, but that's also Chinese. So
there's so much Asian. There's so much Asian in your blood. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, but it's random. It's like not huge percent. It's like 5% here, 6% here, 9% here. Indigenous is considered Eastern Asian because we came down the Asian Strait. So I mean,
I have I have a very small percentage of Asian. It's like mostly Chinese, Vietnamese, and Filipino. But it's like it's very, 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 very small percentages.
Well, I think it's funny though because I knew you had that in you. I told you that year.
I'm like damn near 50, I'm like damn near 50% Nigerian. Like most of my blood is from the west coast of Africa. So I mean, like, as a matter of fact, I know what was it the Edo, I think Ijaw peoples. That's like where most of my stuff comes from. So I'm mostly black folks, but then some kind of way, out of all the stuff, even the French and stuff that's in my bloodstream, somehow
stuff is a mess.
Somehow that shit it bled through. I have these really weird eyes and shit. I don't know, but
Serenity, I'm seeing your comment. I'm going to answer you in a minute, but no, I think it's interesting. Like when I looked at my African DNA, I have so much from East, South, Northwest, Congo, but the biggest portion is Nigerian because my dad's mother was Nigerian, so that makes sense. But I mean, all I know is, let's be clear, my family was screwing across the freaking globe. They were screwing everything. Absolutely everything. Now, what got me was my spouse, because my spouse's parents are both from Korea, like born and raised in Korea. And so when we did the DNA, we were thinking, Okay, definitely gonna have like almost 90-something% Korean. You
Yeah,
may have some
yeah.
Japanese because
Who's
Japanese.
not? Mm-hmm.
River comes running in the room. I'm like, what's wrong? I got some black. I'm one dropped. I'm like, what? And it's like Coptic Egyptian, and River was like, hey,
I remember that
I'm so damn hard.
River was so excited. Sorry for that one drop rule. How does it feel to be one drop? To be an octoroon?
Well, see, this is why I said the one drop rule is silly, because if River goes out in public and be like, hey, I gotta drop black, and then be like, but you a whole ass Korean.
I will tell you this. Tell nobody that at all. That don't help us.
Don't ever say anything.
Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody.
Let that be your own personal victory if that's the case. Don't let
Yeah,
that go.
but I'm telling you, but look, I told River, that's why you got that ghetto booty. Oh, you get to see it. Okay, look, I'm getting off candy here. I don't know if I can act, but I would love to play Maggie. If you have a good setup, like if you have a microphone and a webcam, you can. See how easy that was? That was not hard.
You get to be on one of your favorite YouTubers' video to be silly as hell and be part of the entire team. It's funny too because Rivers invited to the cookout. He was already invited to the cookout. It didn't change anything.
Like, what you talking about? Well, I got an interesting idea for Harry, but I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm kind of gender bending a little bit. I think Jen's gonna end up being Harry.
That'd be funny.
That'd be funny as hell.
But you can be a part of the weird shenanigans that make our videos and stuff, and some of the same people on the people we know. Some of them that don't like me at all, which is absolutely hilarious. It tickles me. Some folks don't like me because I am honest, and I also honestly don't care. So it's like, okay.
I mean, he doesn't care.
I don't give a shit.
So Gotham Knights, though. So back to that, the new Riverdale. I'm hoping it's not though, because I have to give it.
It's going to be like, why even?
I'm just worried that they're going to bring the writing team from Batwoman into this, because if they do, then there's no point in me even trying. I will lose my shit.
Maria.
I know.
No shit, they will.
Maria.
No shit, they will. They're not gonna bring in new writers, do anything different. They fired everybody else. They can start over with people they can pay less, and they're gonna make them the exact same dumb shit.
Well, I was hoping with Discovery, because Discovery cleaned house. They woke up in one day and they're like, let's have a meeting. You're fired, and you're fired, and you're fired. Cancel. And I'm like, damn.
You thought that was going to make
canceled.
No, they're not about to change shit. You about to have the same exact thing you had before. You about to get just as fucking annoyed as you were. Come on now. It's not.
I know, man. I have my blood. Look, I don't even have blood pressure problems, but I feel like I'm getting them. I'm like,
you keep watching CW programs. You know me.
Yeah. Look at Ray, not me, group. I'm a fan. I'm your super fan. You like a dope black Homelander.
You know what though? I'll take it.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
I will take it.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
You know I will.
Don't do it, man. Don't be filling them up like that.
I got to
be filling them up like that.
And I'm trying to remember now. What was a promo I watched recently? Hey, I don't mind if I'm an evil bastard. At least I'm an evil bastard. You can't really stop. That's all I'm saying. But
look, I don't even know what to say to that.
I like that.
I act on my own.
Because the Homeland's like a poster child for I guess kind of like white people, because the way he looks and stuff is like that that American. So I'm like that, I guess, for the African type community, Black African Americans, like, yes, I'm what Black people are striving to be. Oh, I'm gonna get that nat eventually. If I had Homelander speed, I would have been got that nat.
I mean,
damn it,
you're not wrong. Look, at the end of the day, you can be Homelander. I'm still watching Peacemaker, and I'm moving on. That's what it is. It's just what it is. I've known your ass too long to be impressed. So, Jurassic World Dominion comes out on June 9th.
What? I haven't been in a Jurassic Park since Jurassic Park 2. I'm not gonna lie, but when I saw the preview, the preview for Jurassic Park, the final end of days, whatever. I remember one thing about. I'll come back to it later. But when I saw the promo for it, honestly, I kind of like it, and only because they brought back the old cast.
Yep.
And Jeff
They got
Goldblum.
Alan Grant, the character Alan Grant.
Yep.
They got Ellie, Dr. Ellie
And
Sattler. They got Ian Malcolm. They have all of them. Like they're all in with the current class. That
I'm
shit
not
is
gonna lie,
epic.
Jeff Goldblum is he's like a secret slight crush because he's so fucking cool to me. You know what I mean? He's an older guy, but it's like this is his whole demeanor attitude. I'm just like, that's Jeff Goldblum.
He played a playboy in the movie 9 Months. Remember with
Yeah, he
Phoebe
did.
and Julianne Moore when she found out she was pregnant and you
He
didn't
was
want any kid.
he was slick a playboy in The Fly once he became like kind of super powerful and stuff, and sitting around like even dressing party with his shirt all open and stuff. His leg. Hey, how's it going? Oh, okay, so we're doing this. Even the Earth Girls were easy. He was the one that got laid. So I mean,
Oh
like,
yeah, I forgot about that.
yeah, I love that movie. I love that movie. I can like it was Jeff Goldblum, Jim Carrey, and Damon Wayans. That movie was amazing. And oh wow, why did I forget her name? Her and Jeff Goldblum a lot of movies together. Damn it. Her and Jeff Goldblum been in a lot of movies together. Why can't I think of her name right now? Oh, come on, man.
What? You better look that shit up.
I'm about to.
Look it up.
Because that is, I am mad that I forgot what her name is. Oh, was it Gina Davis? Gina Davis. Yep, Gina Davis. All right, that's what it was. Yeah. Gina Davis and her friend Candy, played by Julie Brown. Yep.
So you're excited about this, right?
Yeah. I'm actually watch this one just because, for one, it's ending, and like about time. Like, okay, look, it's okay. People don't want this about me. They may not like it at all. Sometimes shit has to end. All right, you can't keep making the same movie over and over again. Like, you just can't keep doing that shit. After a while, you got to get tired of telling the same story, and it really is the same story, just with better graphics and new actors. So, like,
so you're saying that Dragon Ball needs to end soon, is what you're saying?
Yes, I am actually.
Okay. I mean,
I'm not even making that up.
I mean, I love Naruto, I know, and Shippuden was what it is, and now Boruto is just kind of it's their kids. It seems like it's going on and on and on.
I will never pronounce it right. You mean Boruto?
Boruto.
I won't pronounce it correctly because I don't like it. Boruto. Yeah, we're watching Boruto today.
So you just get southern and mad. Okay, I got you.
I don't like it. It's not good.
I mean, I do agree that there are some things that some ships just need to stop sailing. So I do believe that is a thing. Jurassic Park though, they also have Camp Cretaceous, which is really effing cool. If you haven't seen that animated series on Netflix, it is really good, and it ties in with the movies. And I think season 5 is coming out probably after Dominion.
I think so.
Yeah, because 4 kind of led up to Dominion, and we actually got to see some of the antagonist dinosaurs that we're gonna see in the movie in there first, like preview
as if any dinosaur now in recent time would not be antagonistic.
Well, they gotta have their freakazoid Frankenstein dinosaurs that they hybrid together.
A 10-foot tall beaked creature walking around eating off of trees, not minding your house as if it's like not other like piles of dinosaur shit. All of them antagonistic. This is nothing good can come out of dinosaurs existing. They would wipe us out so fast. This is one of my things. It's just me. You got these raptors running through the snow. How?
Because they're genetically bred to do that.
Oh, they really? Whether they're birds or reptiles, that is not going to work. They cannot survive in that environment.
Well, no, like the premise of it, they showed in Camp Cretaceous, because this is why I like the animated series. You get to see more of the science, because in the movies, you're kind of limited on time. But in a series, you can actually explain how they took different species, not just dinosaurs, but different species, and mix it into dinosaur DNA to make them more evolved. So they essentially made super soldier dinosaurs is what they did. So yeah.
That's like Love and Death and Robots. There you go.
Yeah, pretty much. That show's best.
Did you see you see the new season?
I saw the trailer. I have not seen the latest.
Right,
I've known about the cray-crayness of Netflix because remember the ABCs of death? That thing messed with my head. Really? ABCs of death messed with my head. So of course, Love and Robots is on crack. So, but I haven't had a chance to check out the new season. There's just so much stuff. I have so much stuff in my queue that I need to watch. And then when I go to sleep at night, I find myself watching like B-rated movies, like the shittiest B-rated movies on Tubi. Like last night we watched what was it? Blood Surf, where this like MTV crew like go up to this island and like there's a huge they're like cutting their like feet and surfing with great white sharks, which is already effing stupid. And of course, all of them are white. Let's put it out there. It's just what it is. And then an alligator is like eating them, like a huge effing croc. It's like huge. Starts eating them and knocking them off. And I just kept thinking, and I'll never understand this, guys. I don't know what it is about horror movies. And I don't know if it's because as a POC, you go through a lot in this world. So you're already kind of worried about everything anyway. But these people in this effing movie were like, oh, there's a big giant crocodile in there. Where? Let me go to the edge of the water, put my hand in, shake it around a little bit, see what happens. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm on the next plane out. I don't know what the hell's wrong. First of all, my ass wouldn't have been there to begin with. We've already established this in other videos. So I'm in my feelings. But it is comical because the CG is so bad. It's so bad.
Wash my hands real quick. I just killed something in my hand. So hold on.
Did you just kill that? You nasty. Ugh, nasty. All right, guys, I'm gonna give you some more. I've been searching the nerd forums and the nerd news, guys. So it looks like Marvel's MMO game Daybreak Games, which I have not played. I've been playing Puzzle Quest, but I haven't played this one. It looks like they've canceled it. So that's a thing, I guess. I don't know what's up with that. I guess maybe they didn't. I think the person that did that did City of Heroes. But I'm not entirely sure, and I'm going to mute them because, once they start talking, they get loud in their house. Told you guys it's a hangout. But no, I think City of Heroes designer actually did that game. I've never played. So if you played that, let me know if it was any good because, obviously I can't play it anymore because it's canceled. But, I'm all about that. I've been playing Marvel Puzzle Quest probably for 7 or 8 years at this point. So that's a thing. Let me unmute him.
Okay.
Hey, Brew, have you ever played the Daybreak games, the Marvel MMO game?
Daybreak? No. Mm-hmm.
I haven't played that. Apparently it's been canceled. That's the only reason I'm saying anything about it. But that's interesting. I wonder what you have to do as an MMO for Marvel to get canceled. You must have to really suck.
But honestly, from what I've experienced, a lot of the Marvel games nowadays don't sell well. But to give an example, the last Marvel game I remember playing, I was pure Marvel that I actually enjoyed. It was probably Avengers on Sega Genesis. So, and that was like a pure Marvel, not the crossovers like X-Men versus Street Fighter. There was
I used to love Capcom. That stuff was a bomb.
There was a game called Marvel Superheroes. Hold on. Let me see if I can find that because I know that was a game. Because there's a Marvel superhero game. There was also X-Men: Children of the Atom. Actually, I have X-Men: Children of the Atom on Sega Saturn. But Marvel superhero game, not the.
I think I had Mortal Kombat versus DC. I didn't when we talked about that last week or the week before last. I didn't think I heard of it, and then I went and looked, and I actually own it. So apparently, I have played it at some point.
Yes. So Marvel Superheroes was I remember it now. It's by Capcom. Yeah, Marvel Superheroes, and it's basically a bunch of Marvel characters fighting. It looked and felt a lot like Marvel vs. Capcom, as a matter of fact, except with just Marvel heroes, there's no Street Fighter characters. So you had who were your playable characters? It was Juggernaut, Magneto, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Hulk, Iron Man, Psylocke, Captain America. I gotta look it up. Hold on. Who was all playable in that game? That was all by memory. Okay, all right. Anita Blackheart, Captain America, Doctor Doom, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man, Juggernaut, Magneto, Psylocke, Shuma Gorath. Oh, I forgot it was in that game. Big tentacle thing, whatever. Spider-Man, Thanos,
big tentacle fan.
Thing, Shuma Gorath. The thing they.
Okay, I thought you literally said you were a big tentacle fan. I was like, what? The blue girl? What's happening?
Yeah, no idea. I love the beginning of Multiverse of Madness. Spider-Man, Thanos, and Wolverine.
That's actually really funny.
But no, yeah. But I remember playing those games. But I don't know how good the fandom is for Marvel games. I know that DC games get a lot more fandom, specifically because of Batman. But it just. But there's some Spider-Man because there's Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man on PlayStation did really well, and I think the new Spider-Man game that came out did well too. I don't know. I guess in Marvel, it's Spider Man and DC is Batman. If it's anything else in between the two, people usually kind of waver and don't care.
Yeah, that's a thing. That is
That's
a thing.
just that's my opinion. I could be entirely wrong because I'm older.
Well, no, we gonna have some hot takes in a minute because I've been
Yeah.
looking at some nerd news today, and I got one that I'm gonna talk about in just a second. I'm sure you're gonna cause some issues in the community, but let me. Ray said, Maria, the plot though, you release a bunch of dinosaurs and say you can't touch them in the public modern world, and we are supposed to be like endangered, don't touch them. They eat people and pets.
Yeah, he never lie.
And no, well, hold on. The fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm with Ray on that.
yeah. But I mean, I guess it's nostalgic for me because I was born in 76. So I got to be there when they played the Superman movie in the theaters and when I was on base in Germany. I don't remember shit because I was little, but I mean that was my jam. That was my first movie. So like when that's your first movie, everything is just nostalgic. So E.T., Jurassic Park, The Goonies, all this stuff was my jam.
I remember Goonies.
Goonies was amazing.
Goonies. It's fun as a child. As an adult, you're like, there's a lot wrong with this movie.
Well, as an adult, you're like, you know how much sugar you're eating with those Hershey bars?
When they feed them Butterfingers, I thought
I thought it was Hershey bars. I look back and watch it. It's been a minute, but yeah, I own it.
You do? You actually own that movie? Seriously?
Yeah, I have it. You can own it too. It's not hard. It's $5 in the Walmart bin on DVD. They got a lot of our old nostalgic movies on DVD now. They're for $5.
Shows you my age. I'm just like, you own that movie? Is this that really matters?
Let's see here. Just have the main character either defeat the villain or the villains win. Instead of doing this 24 TV show style of storytelling, I'm close to dropping the book. Oh, you was talking about, okay, I see you're talking about a book at the top with Monstrous. Yeah, people be people. They got to write bad plots at some point to keep you interested. So let's talk about something, guys. I'm gonna pull this out so we can share this screen because I'm sure this is gonna be a hot take. It's gonna be a hot take. If it's not, I mean, I could be wrong. This may not be a hot take. I think it's gonna be a hot take. So let's talk about Leslie Jones will headline WB's Plastic Woman animated series. So they are gender bending Plastic Man.
You know what? I don't know if that's an insult to Leslie or an insult to DC or an insult. You know what? I don't care because Leslie's a silly woman and I think she can pull off the silly energy that Plastic Man
I think
does.
she'd be really good. I just think
I think she can actually
because they're race bending. Technically, I can't remember was Plastic Man Hispanic or white? I can't remember.
White.
Okay. So they're racist.
He was actually remember he was one of the white thugs in Gotham that was helping out. Was it a Joker or Kite Man? I can't remember which one. Kite Man.
It was Kite Man. I know Plastic Man worked with Kite Man a lot.
Yeah, but he wasn't Latino. He was a white guy.
But I couldn't remember because they always, when you look at him right here, he looks ethnic. So that's why.
Because it's a little curl in the front. That's probably what it is. Superman got it too. That doesn't.
Man, he's got finger waves, man. But no, like I really want to know because people, how people getting their feelings. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, nothing. You got race bending and gender. So yeah, I think that's gonna be a thing.
It's gonna make people mad. Actually, it's funny. I say that, but there's not too many Plastic Man stands out there. Not that I know of, anyway.
That's probably because a lot of people don't know who the hell a Plastic Man is.
Yeah, that's also true. I mean, for the small percentage of people that were just like, they'd be like, oh, man, fuck, this is not the Plastic Man I remember. The Plastic Man that I grew up with. They'll be mad. But for everybody else, it's like, oh, okay.
No, look, I was just talking about one of the Plastic Man last Saturday, and now this. I got to be more precise when I speak things into existence. Yes, you do. Look, somebody said they wanted a live action Sailor Moon back in the 90s. We technically got one in Japan, but remember that little scary ass trailer they did for Sailor Moon? Like I can't unsee that.
Every time they play music slow too. Fighting evil by moonlight.
Oh, she did that little exaggerated twirl. I just died.
Yeah,
I almost died.
Is this what you want? Are you sure? Well, you get what you want, what you really, really want.
This is yeah, so gonna make all of them Spice Girls, absolutely. But now I wonder if there's gonna be any fallout from this because people find reasons to get upset. So I mean, that could be.
What though? If it does well, they might watch it with the trolls attitude. So like people watch it just to make fun of it, which is fine for the show and Leslie because she's a comedian anyway. So it's like they don't like it, but they're watching it, and so we're getting views on numbers, and more people are watching it because of the fact. So, it might do well on accident.
Okay, I'm gonna have to figure that out because
Yeah.
I have no problem with it. I'm always up to new interpretations. The only problem I will ever have is if they release Batman Beyond as an Arrowverse show. I think I might lose my mind. I might lose my. I've been waiting effing years for a live action,
and you will
Batman
not get
Beyond.
that.
I will lose
I
my.
hope you don't. I hope
mind.
don't speak stuff like that into existence because it'll happen.
I will develop a power to shut off every camera in that fucking studio. They'll never be able to film it. Like it will never happen.
They will ruin your good time real quick.
That would make me so upset.
I'm so serious. Like, do not wish. Don't ever speak stuff like that. Those thoughts I keep locked away. Like, nope.
I mean, look, I try to lock stuff away. It doesn't matter. But I'm telling you, I don't have a mutant power, but I will have one that day. I guarantee you. Like, they'll be like, let's film the pilot. Nope. Like,
we just wake up child.
Somehow every camera we keep getting shuts off. Every power. That would be my mutant ability. There will be no documentation on this train.
You turn off cameras at will wherever you are, just like that one's off. And that one's off.
They'd be like,
that one's off.
This person came on the set and started smacking this shit out of the producers and the director. I'm like, do you got it on film? No, you don't. And I mean, even your camera phones wouldn't work. I'm like,
no one succeeds ever because Maria's born at the atom of turning off cameras.
Put that freaking Batman Beyond on Arrowverse. See what happens. Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore is coming to HBO Max next week, which tracks because right now, if you have Paramount Plus, Sonic 2 is now playing on streaming.
Is
on
it
there.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So essentially, you didn't have to go see those; they were coming.
It doesn't matter. It was a day out. It cost like damn near $100 to go do that.
I know because you went to 3 back to back. It wasn't just the money. So I've been like half asleep. Like you're talking 6, 7, 8 hours.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. That was an interesting ass thing to do, especially when you pay for. I remember being a kid going to a movie to sneak to another one because you sneak another one. But like just doing that, like paying
it's
for it, like
from going and buying
like a grown man and waiting for your ticket to come up was like. Oh, this is different flex. But what's this? The Secrets of Dumbledore. I know you probably haven't seen it yet. If you're ever going to see it, it actually is. It's way better than I thought it was going to be.
Is it? Well, I'm going to see it next week because I have HBO Max. It's
actually really good, and there's so much. There's so much magic fighting in that movie. I was surprised. Like they're fighting a lot in this.
Well, I mean, it's easier when you have mostly adults. You don't have a bunch of kids running around.
There's one thing about the movie I don't like, and you'll see it. You'll notice it. But there's one thing about the movie I don't like, and I won't spoil anything, but it's a word they use a lot, and it pisses me off because it's not how you say it. But
are they saying it in an American accent, or are they saying it in a British accent? Because then it might be how they say it over there.
No, because the Americans and the British are all pronounced the exact same way, and that's not how that word is used. And it's so dumb because we have a Japanese import beer with the word on it, and we know that's not used. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You'll see. It bugs
right,
me
guys,
every time.
You were starting to see it. You starting to see it. The grooviness of it all.
It's just such a pain in the ass. I can't stand the way they say it. I hate it so much. It's not how you say that word. But regardless, I don't care. I thought out my mind. But still, overall, it's still a pretty decent movie, and I'm surprised with like how I like it actually better. Well, I'm not saying in front of Jam, she get mad as hell. But I like it a little better than other Harry Potter movies. I'm not gonna lie. It's just
you might get divorce papers in a second.
Yeah, she don't like that shit. But like it's pretty cool. It's really fun to watch. I mean, I say another Harry Potter movies weren't fun to watch, but I like the action and fighting, and the fact they got so much magic fighting. I'm like, holy shit! Look at them being creative with their wands and shit. This is neat as hell. So yeah, it's cool.
I mean, I like that you love magical violence. That's what it is. It's just what it is.
I don't know what it is. I
just like it.
Just something calls to me. It calls to me. So anyway,
problems. So according to Peacock's website, this may have been on other news ones too. They're doing a Twisted Metal series, and they cast Nev Campbell from Scream franchise, in it.
Speaking of Scream 5.
Did you see it?
No.
I did.
Why? You
Because I
watched the
like it.
newest one?
So
Oh,
the newest one makes well, I don't want to say it makes no sense. If you really
oh.
think about Billy, if you really think about Billy's character in Scream, I guess I could see him getting it on with another woman and knocking her up and having a kid. But spoilers.
Ain't spoiling shit. I wasn't gonna watch it. No way.
Out of that.
I don't.
But
I don't.
I didn't tell you who the killer, like the killer, what or is
That
killer or
doesn't.
killers plural.
You know
But
what's funny? It doesn't matter to me. I'm not watching that shit.
well,
I
no, they
watched
did
Scream
something in
One.
that movie though that they've never
Oh,
done before.
what's that?
They killed off one of the main characters from the original series for
Oh,
good.
dope. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I think the only reason they did it is because of the connection to another character. And yeah.
They need to start
In
making
real life.
screams. We screamed enough.
Well, okay, so let me tell you something. There is a Taiwanese movie called The Sadness.
Oh, that
It
shit.
is basically a virus gets somehow, passed through the air. I don't know how the hell it's transmitted. And these people lose their inhibitions. They're not zombies, but they literally use the inhibitions to give a damn about anything. So they have no problem doing absolutely anything, cutting off your fingers, raping kids, whatever. It is horrible. Your wife wants to watch this movie. Well, she wants us to record watching this movie.
Have fun.
And she knows I'm gonna pass out. Like she already knows. My eyes are gonna roll back in my head. I love horror movies, but I have problems with gore, which is why outside of the first Saw movie, I've never watched the other Saw movies. I don't like watching people get tortured. So like I don't know how I saw the Red Band trailer for this, and so I don't know how I'm gonna sit through this movie.
I think I've only seen Saw 1 and Saw 3. I saw Saw 3 in theaters. I took a date. I was like, that was years ago. And I was like, man, this movie hasn't changed at all. It's like watching Final Destination on crack. I guess it's something we can really get into. I don't know. I didn't even get anything from that day. Like she just made me spend my money and then like, okay. And then kept talking every now and again. I was like 18, 19 years old. I was all like young and ambitious. And I got nothing. It's funny now. Back then I was like, man, she was fine too. Man.
And see, when you were 18, I was 28.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because we are exactly 10 years apart. Your birthday is one day before me, 10 years apart. That's crazy.
How's it feel to be that much older than me?
Amazing. Wisdom I have gained that you have not achieved yet.
Really? Yet you watched Scream 5 with all that wisdom.
Let me tell you why I watched Scream 5. When you got a lot of shit going on in your house, in your life. Not really my house, even though, I hate my apartment for obvious reasons. It's old, it's stupid, and doesn't work right. But you got a lot of stuff going on that stresses you out. Sometimes you need to watch something that does not have a plot, that does not have, there's no real commitment because you don't give a shit if any of them die. So like, this is why I choose these movies. They're not just popcorn movies. They are, I don't even have to waste my popcorn in my house eating it, watching this crap. I could go to the bathroom and come back and not pause this movie and I wouldn't give 5 shits. That's the kind of movies I just watch on the downtime.
That's why you go back and watch old stuff you haven't seen in a while. Like when I watch, what just happened there?
You froze.
Yeah, my screen went dark. Hold on. That was bizarre.
I can still hear you, which is interesting.
I can hear you too. It is some reason when I Google is like, hey, we did a thing. You like that? And I'm like, no.
Okay, you're moving now. I don't know what you did. Stop doing it. I told you about watching porn when you're doing streams with me.
Is that what it is? Actually, I think it might be my external hard drive being plugged in. I think it's no, it's not plugged in. I unplugged it. I lied. Hold on. Oh, what's making do that? I know I unplugged it before because I know it does weird dummy shit. I think everything is acting a fool on me. So, it doesn't matter. It got back normal. I was gonna say, sorry. This is why you watch stuff you haven't watched in a while, like I do. Like when I watch Quantum Leap.
I like Quantum Leap. I actually love the first season of Sliders. I don't remember if I like season 2, but I know I like season 1 of Sliders.
Season 1 was cool. After that,
Sliders was cool as shit. That whole thing was fucking cool. I love that show.
Y'all multiverse. That's where it started right there with Sliders. That's where we started off. And then people try to do it again and didn't go so well. And then Rick and Morty kind of perfected that by taking Doctor Who and not Doctor Who, more like taking Back to the Future and making it more like interdimensional. And people really like that stuff. and now we have multiverse everything. But that shit kind
Yeah,
of
we
cool.
have multiverse and stuff that you wouldn't think needed to have a multiverse. So
Yeah,
yeah, you're right.
multiverse video game that's out now. That's coming out. It's
Yep.
like Batman and Harley Quinn and Bugs Bunny and Shaggy and Velma and
That's their look. That's DC's version of Kingdom Hearts. I'm just saying.
you say DC, but also Warner Brothers because you got like Wonder Woman's in it and Superman and the Iron Giant and it's a lot of characters. They just keep adding more characters. You gotta look it up on YouTube. It's called I think it's called Multiverses. That's what it's called.
I'm gonna have to look at
Multiverses.
that because I'm into that shit.
Yeah.
I'm not to that extreme, but I just either fall asleep from boredom. My ex made me see whatever Saw movie was playing in 2005 in theaters. I snoozed for most of it.
You know
I
what,
mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Because that's my defense is I hide behind River. Like I'll be like, let's watch. I'm the one that tells River, let's watch this movie. This movie gonna be bad. And now I'm looking, I'm like, I'm literally sliding like this. That's what it. River does not flinch. River doesn't give a fuck.
I get. I'm like surrender. I'd be getting bored. Like I'll be watching. I'm like, why didn't this do this? Why wasn't this done? Who wouldn't think to do this instead of that dumb shit they just did? This movie is ridiculous. And then Jamie's mad. Dad, watch the movie. I can't just watch it because this is garbage. I'm not having fun right now. This is terrible.
Yeah, I get it. I like on every level, I understand it. But again, I do it for mental health reasons. So I need a stress reliever. I can't, I'm allergic to alcohol. I can't have sugar, so I can't have or dairy, can't have chocolate. I don't want to develop overeating habits, and I can't have sex 24 hours a day. So I need to have something else.
That's because you're not trying hard enough.
It's because I love my spouse.
Pray to the right guys, Maria.
It's because I love my spouse, and I'm not trying to kill my spouse.
Pray to the right guys, and you will get what you
want. I thought we were on the same wavelength here, group. I see now. I hate her. Anyway, Sliders is bomb. That's what Loki should have been. Disappointed.
Not wrong. Loki should have been what Sliders is. Just jumping around back and forth, going into worlds where like the red light is green, the green light is red, or like for some reason bees have taken over. Oh, wait a minute.
Yep.
Remember that episode? Remember that with the Killer Bees? I think it was season 2, episode 3.
No, they got a movie called The Bees too. That's what I.
Oh, they do, don't they? Yeah.
They do. Hello, Pastor Mercenary. No, you're thinking of is it My Girl?
I know. Yeah. I was making a dumb passive.
Yeah, but no, the Bees movie. There's two. I think there's a remake. But what gets me about these animal attack movies is how again stupid people are. Like people are dumb. Like I don't know why. Like I hate when you have a whole ass. Well, no, I like when you have a whole ass cell phone, for instance, and you're sitting like in a bus, and there's something attacking the bus, and you're sitting there for a long time, and then all of a sudden, like maybe 45, 50 minutes in the movie, you're calling home, Mom, I'm so scared. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I just want to tell you that I loved you. And I'm like, bitch, why didn't you call 911 an hour ago?
First and foremost, First and foremost, unless you're allergic to bee stings, it'll take a whole lot of bees to kill you from stinging you. And that's not what I remember. I remember in Bee Movie, he was like having lunch with the girl on the park and stuff, and then they had to go out and like save the bees and go to court. I don't know what you're talking about. We watch different movies. I don't know.
It's a remake. Remember, I told you they remade a lot of the old movies.
I'm entirely fucking with you. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, I know like, the kids were like on their way to like a band competition, and
that movie's stupid. I don't like that movie. I don't like.
I'm like, they all had cell phones, group. I'm like, why the hell are you not calling for help?
We're too scared to use our first. We're too scared to use our first form of defense. The same thing we use every day to just check.
No. See, let me tell you my fear level. I heard somebody sneezing from 5 blocks away. I have a feeling they're coming to my house. You might want to send somebody. I won't be here. I got just enough time to get in my car and be out. So let me know what you find. That's it.
Like, I got no time for the
no time. You want to go to a cabin in the woods? Hell no.
Everybody go out here and smoke ganja. No, stop. Hold on.
If you find me,
go into the woods and smoke jazz cigarettes by the old burned down witch's house, upside down cross in the old Indian graveyard.
I'm gonna talk about that. There's a movie called. Let me talk about this comment. Then I'm gonna tell you the movie. I'm on a Buffy marathon. Watch seasons 2 and 3 now, on Angel season 1 before doing season 4 Buffy. All good choices. I always love the earlier seasons in every show for some reason because I just feel like the longer they're on, like Ruth said, they run out of material and it just starts getting really effing weird.
Yep. every time.
There's
That's
a
why I'm
movie.
like,
There's this movie called "There's Nothing Out There." And it literally is a horror movie, but within the horror movie, there's this one guy who every sign he sees, he's like, we need to go home. It's like they drive. First of all, he's like, we're gonna go to the cabin in the woods. And so they kind of trick him into going. So he's sitting again. I think he was sitting in the middle of two of them in the car. And he's like, where are we? He's like, oh, yeah, we're heading to my family's cabin out in the middle of nowhere. And there's no cell phone reception. He's like, oh, hell no, we're going to die. And then they like get closer to town and they see like a car is upside down. He's like, do you see this? He said, that will be us.
get the fuck out.
They get to the house, and so like the lights start blinking. He's like, well, obviously someone's messing with the power. We need to go. They make him go check the breaker, and he's like walking down the stairs, and they lock him in the basement. He's like, no, man, I can't be the first one to die. He's like banging on the door. They let him out. This couple decide to go skinny dipping. He's like, oh no, you're not ever coming back. And he was like literally quoting all this shit. The funniest thing about this movie was that there is a guy who was on the phone with his girlfriend who was cussing him out through almost from the time they got in that cabin to the end of the damn movie. The guy that was the serial killer that was killing people walked in to kill him like 2 or 3 times, heard his girlfriend cussing him the hell out, figured he was already dead. he look, anything I did to you with this machete is not worse than what's happened to you on that phone. That's what he let this guy live because his woman was cussing him out the whole damn movie. I was like, I mean, he was in there. He came out of the bathroom. Almost everybody except the other guy I told you about. Everybody else was dead. He's like, what the hell happened? I was in the bathroom. Like the whole damn movie. His girlfriend cussing him out to save his life. I thought that was funny as shit. But it's called There's Nothing Out There. It is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
I would say this though, that man, sexy. You knew better. You knew better. Oh, Mercenary X84. We're talking about anything that comes across our mind, which brings me to an idea of the next segment. Not only what is coming out, but what have you seen recently, as far as on the nerd level. There's one more Nat in here. I am going to get it. I swear. There are 2 more. Oh, I blame these plants.
I'm gonna need you to stop trying to kill things in your house.
Is there a lot of
just
plants
put a screen around you, protect your purity from the gnats. I already told you how to handle the situation. You just need to listen to me.
What? Anyway,
I gave Brene.
You did. You probably did.
It worked in our house. We don't see them, so it's working.
Actually, let's start with this. Maria, what was the first movie you said you've seen in theaters? Did you remember?
Superman with Christopher Reeve.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, but I was a baby. Like I was a baby.
Honestly, the first movie I saw in theaters, and I'm gonna tell you the truth, I actually remember seeing some of it, which is really weird to say. I was like 2 years old, 2.5 years old. It was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Come on, 88. And some reason I actually remember watching some of that as a kid, I guess as a baby or something. But I do remember seeing parts of it, and like
it's part animated. It was very
yeah. But to an adult, like I have it on DVD, and so we have 2 of the DVDs, the special editions. I didn't even know she had it. When we got together, I was like, "You got this too? Yeah, me too. Yeah, okay." But yeah, you know.
Well, when I was 6 years old, I saw Return of the Jedi because we're December babies, so I was 7 in December. But that movie came out, I believe it was in June or May of 1983, and I remember sitting there watching Return of the Jedi in the theater.
Really?
I had my little milk.
I have no such memory of that.
Like that was back in the day. You're a military bat. They used to have like the Pledge of Allegiance and shit before the movie. I was sitting up. I was like doing it. Yeah, I was such a cute kid. It was adorable. But
as kids, we stood up for it every time.
Yeah.
And you get a little bit older, like I'm not putting my hand on my chest.
Well, that's because they were trying to brainwash us to try and join the military like our parents. That's what that was about.
Go away. Bye. Talking about something. She said she's at the door. 2 old ass people. I'm tired of
it. She's not wrong.
Go away.
You are not wrong, Jimmy Jam.
She ain't listening.
Selena was Serenity's first movie. That is a sad movie to have as your first movie.
Selena, that was your first movie? Oh my God.
That's sad. That was sad.
I mean,
every time I think about her life being cut short by that crazy ass woman. This is why you don't have fans that you meet up in real life. Like, I love you guys, ATA, but what if you're trying to shoot me at a meetup?
What that means, Maria? You went out in the blazer. You went out on a blaze of glory, and you shine brightly before you fell.
So yeah, at Starbucks.
I was just getting a damn coffee.
Oh my god, what the hell? All right, so we're getting a live action Shira TV series.
Mm.
That's gonna be it. Nicole
Honestly,
Castle will direct Amazon. Amazon's doing it. Live action Shira series.
is it gonna be like, I don't know. I'm looking forward to the She-Hulk series. She-Ra, I don't know, man. They've been doing weird stuff with those old not Funimation. What do they call them? What was they called back in the day? Like Brave Star and all the rest of them are part of that team. Filmation. There we go.
Oh, film.
They're
Okay.
doing weird with the Filmation series. Like they're making them all strange and shit, not doing too well. So I don't know. I don't know
how this is going to play out because I know the DreamWorks animation producers are also executive producing this on
really?
Prime. Now, I didn't have a problem with the animated Shira series, but a lot of people did. So I don't know. It's a thing. But I mean, to be fair, a lot of people hate the new animated version of Voltron, and some people love it. So just depends on what you like. The problem is nostalgia. If you're like connected to a certain cartoon and then they remake it and you're just like, what the hell is this shit? I can see you being your feelings, but at the same time, I mean, we've known forever that Hollywood is out of ideas. Why are you acting like this is new? I'm like, it's not new. It's not new. It's not. Abrams is producing a live action Speed Racer series for Apple TV Plus.
Now, real truth, guilty pleasure. I like the Speed Racing movie.
Did you like the porn version of the song? I remember going camping in our senior year. You know where Selby Forest is?
Yeah.
We were parked and these people came in like a Winnebago and they played that song on repeat all night. So you heard was speed. I'm like, if they don't stop, I'm gonna have to go over there.
We're not gonna stop. We're gonna keep going like Speed Racer would.
Yeah, and just so you know, our senior class trip was camping. I was against this because I saw Friday the 13th. So but it is what it is. Unfortunately, my friends are like, "But we gotta go. It's our senior year." I fucking hated every moment of it. Like every moment of it. I have learned I love the outdoors, but I don't want to sleep outdoors. I want to sleep out there. I want to go in my house, get in my bed without mosquitoes and live my life because mosquitoes love me. So like I don't love them, but they love me. So I have lots of issues with that relationship.
but the porn song aside, I was gonna say one thing that I like that Speed Race movie that came out that had that's back when Rain was everybody's big deal. The Korean pop singer. I think it's pop singer. He was in the movie. Is it Irene?
He was a ninja assassin.
Yeah.
You knew that because when we were in college, I used to talk about me wanting to see that movie all the damn time because I love that. I love.
You know what's funny? I watched Ninja Assassin and it was a meh movie to me. But then again,
you know what? It was meh to me. It was meh to me too. But when they first built it up, it looked cool as shit.
That's what you wanted. You wanted Rain. That's why.
Actually, I didn't. I saw him in Full House. That was my first exposure to him. He was in a Korean drama called Full House. Yeah. And so I love ninjas. You know this. That's one of my. I love pirates, especially space pirates, and I love ninjas, which I know why I like Gokaiger. I love Hurricaneer so much.
Like I said, I know around the time everybody was like Rain, everything, Rain this, Rain like y'all just really love this dude. All right, man, more power to you. But that movie was kind of meh to me. But on the up and up. For some reason, Speed Racer is such a guilty pleasure. I like Speed Racer a lot. If it comes on right now, I'll sit there and I'll just watch it. Kind of like Double Dragon. It's not a good movie either, but damn it, I don't know why I just love watching that movie. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's campy in a weird way that I just enjoy. I guess I don't know. Ugh.
My soul. He's my soulmate right now. He's like, Full House, that ending. If you haven't seen the K-drama version or the Korean version, and I'm saying version even though it was original because there's a Filipino version now. There's a Thai version of it
really?
now. Yeah,
I don't watch enough dramas to know this. I'm learning.
But now Full House basically it's pretty much the same K trope where you have the superstar actor who falls for the girl down on her luck,
Ah.
and they have to lie and pretend to be in a relationship because of circumstances and share a house, and they end up falling in love. But there's always the scenes where it's like, oh well, he still has a girl he's into, and then she's kind of starts getting into him, but there's a guy that's into her, so she's like, maybe I'll give him a chance because he's not giving me a chance. It's that whole will they won't they type situation. So it was a really cool.
So like really cool show. So it's like when you're lost out there and you're all alone, a light is waiting to carry you home anywhere you look.
But if I didn't have my people in the stream, I would beat you with this freaking flashlight. I told you about this. Oh Lord, have mercy. Wilbert, welcome, Mr. Robinson. We are going to watch Stranger Things. I think, Groove, that me, you, Jam, if I can get River on here, River should review season 4 of Stranger Things, because that is a guilty pleasure as well. And I know it did start today. So that is something that we do. So I know me and River are going to start watching it tonight. I'm trying to put everything in perspective because I have Charmed at 7. I have a stream at 8:45. And that shit goes a while. Like we could be there until like 9:45, 10 o'clock. And Kenny Lowe TV will be with me tonight. So, Kenny can talk more than me and Groove combined. That's saying a lot.
Yeah, he really can. I'm seeing he can talk.
He's probably gonna be Kayla in the Charmed parody that we're doing. And it will be live. You guys, it's gonna be amazing because I'm completely on crack. It's gonna be completely on crack. But like I need to figure it out. I have a voiceover audition and I have something else I have to do voiceover wise on Sunday. I just got to figure all of it out. I have the Owl House tomorrow, but then I also have other stuff I got to do. So I got to figure it out. I got to figure out how I'm going to finish all this stuff.
Remember the show Roundhouse? It came on Snick back in the day.
That sounds familiar. Give me a breakdown.
Roundhouse is it was a sketch comedy show. A lot like it was more like theater sketch comedy, and it was like a bunch of teenagers doing it. It was called. You can look it up. Called the Roundhouse. If you see the round, type the Roundhouse in. You see the look. But I remember that. We used to come on Snick. It was the last one came on Snick, and I remember as a kid, I didn't always understand the jokes and stuff. I was much younger, but like I do remember the show very well. I also remember the theme song especially. And it was like, I don't know, maybe
this looks familiar. It had 4 seasons.
Yeah. It's saying like at the end of every show is like, I guess none of us stuff to do but to play the theme song and roll the credits. And then we come out there singing, wherever your life get you so down, I know you can go down.
No, let me look. Nickelodeon will do that to you. Like that show.
They will.
Salute Your Shorts. I don't know if you saw that show. There's one that was stuck in my head for the longest time. It has Ben Stiller's wife in it, called Hey Dude. And basically these kids working on this dude ranch during the summer. I was like,
First and foremost, when I was a kid, I did not like Hey Dude at all.
Really?
As an adult, I watched it and I actually kind of like it. And it's weird to say that, but like now I watch Hey Dude, I'm like, this actually wasn't so bad of a show.
It wasn't like, that bad for its
time. It wasn't bad at all. It's not bad for
time.
now. It's a little slow paced. But it's like, actually, I like there's no laugh track. This is actually a pretty fun show to watch.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like of all the shows they had, because they had a lot of different teen shows. The 2 that stood out to me the most on Nickelodeon was Salute Your Shorts and Hey Dude.
Salute Your Shorts was so popular. Salute Your Shorts, Wild and Crazy Kids.
Yeah, Wild and Crazy Kids was just, I mean, that was fine. I mean, I hated shows where they slimed you all the time because it got repetitive after a while.
Because, Marie, you can't do that on television.
Well, I mean, you can with SpongeBob. Every time SpongeBob would say, "Oh, my short," I mean, it got to a point now where I'm like, if you don't stop ripping your damn shorts, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Why is a sponge making me have issues? I'm like, oh,
Like 2 things. One, I'm with Randy. Drop Dead Fred is also one of my favorite movies. I haven't seen it so long, but I love Drop Dead Fred. But,
we talking nostalgia because we were going to do that. Let's talk about a show that used to come on PBS that I was into for a long time called Ghost Rider.
Yeah, Ghost Rider. Who didn't watch Ghost Rider?
I'm talking about the original one, not the one they did. I haven't seen the remake, but I'm talking about straight up Ghost Rider. I love that show.
When he got on the computer and started typing on the screen, all that shit. That one from the 90s or whatever. Talking about that one used to come on after Wishbone. Yeah. Oh
You know,
yeah.
with Jamal and his grandmother who worked for the postal service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. I love that show.
Hey, it's Ghost Rider. Whoa. They go into a
But
weird
we never
story.
figured out who the hell Ghost Rider was because they
You're not
canceled it.
supposed to know.
I know.
You're not supposed to know.
Freaking
Dum, dum,
love
dum,
that
dum,
damn
dum,
show.
dum. And
Every
look,
week, look, my house was like, hey, what's happening to Ghost Rider? I'm like, I need to see what year that was. I was probably like either late teens or early 20s over here nerding out over Ghost Rider. That tells you my
man,
mentality right there.
let's keep it 100, as the kids say. I don't know if they say that anymore. 100. I'm not sure. I had a student early and like yesterday. He was eating candy. Said, "Man, this candy busting." It just threw me off. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's the thing y'all say." I was about to say a cuss word for a second.
Well, see, no, today's slang, I don't know because I'm old.
There's so much
but
of it.
It's a lot. It is a lot. Okay, I was 16 when Ghost Rider came out.
Yeah,
that's respectful.
I was
1992.
6. I was a kid. I was in first grade.
Me and River are like 3.5 years apart. So like half the year I'm 3 years older. The other after December, the other part of the year I am 4 years older. So like right now I'm 45 and River will be 42 in July. So coming up. And then we'll stay that 3 years until December. Then I'll be 4 years old. It's such a weird thing. So whenever we compare what we knew when we were younger, like with cartoons and all this stuff, sometimes we get the same stuff because we graduated. Like River would have been a freshman when I was a senior. So if we had been dating in high school,
actually, you know what? It's the same thing between me and Jam. Actually, I think about it, it's the same age difference. Like the time I was a freshman, I was a senior. She would have been a freshman.
Yeah. Besides my first marriage, most of my dates and everything were always younger than me. But it's because I don't look older, and older people never ask me out because they didn't think I was older. Like you never find me, especially in college. I never was approached by anybody who was older than me ever.
Nope.
Ever. Never have been. I mean, I remember going out with my friend Jen. We went to this club. All these teenage guys were coming up to me. All these half of them were even supposed to be in there. I knew they had fake IDs. And then these grown ass men that probably had really stable jobs, all this stuff, are like, this young bitch. I ain't got time for that. So yeah. It's a thing. But I'm proud. I'm proud to make it to my 40s because my family. that's saying a lot. My mother died right after she turned 58. So my goal is definitely to live longer than my mother, but like trajectorily, like my dad's, he has sisters and brothers that died in their 40s. He has, my mother actually had nieces, cousins that have all died in their 30s, all from cancer. And my mother died from cancer. And like her and like almost all of her siblings have blood disease. And it's not supposed to be hereditary, but they have to keep checking me. So every time I go in and I have like,
don't stress it. Don't worry about that too much.
Oh, I'm not. Well, my last blood work came back a little abnormal, but my red blood and white blood cell count was good. So they don't think it's anything to worry about. But I am severely anemic and from my own medical disorder. So I just think that's probably what's throwing all my stuff off. Plus, to be fair, when I got my second vaccine, because they don't know how it works with people that have an autoimmune condition, I think it threw a lot of stuff off with my condition too. So, because my blood work got really strange after my last vaccine.
Oh,
so, okay. Yeah. So I don't know what's gonna. I'm basically. It's been like 6 months. I gotta wait until the end of next month and have it checked again to see if how it looks. So you know how life likes to hit you in the ass.
None of that sad future sight.
None of that future sight. So back to
however, I will say this: Serenity. No, Mercenary X-84 is talking about not Moonlighting or Bruce Willis. No, you're talking about that's like another.
But Bruce Willis. And what was her name? Her name?
It was hold on, but he's talking. He is Mercenary X-84 is talking about Moonlight as a show.
No, I used to watch it with the chickie with the blonde hair from I think from Tennessee. What was her name?
I don't know. Talking about Moonlight or Moonlighting?
Moonlighting.
Oh, well, Moonlight was a vampire love show.
I saw that too.
I'm not a fan of stuff like that.
Sybil Shepherd. That's who it was. Sybil Shepherd.
That's who it was. Moonlighting. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that show.
Yeah, but Moonlight.
It was a detective show where they were like fighting all the time. There was another show with Jamie Lee Curtis and Richard. What the heck was his name? The neurotic guy.
Richard Gere.
He was Prince John and Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh, hold on.
I can't think of his name, but yeah, when they were both
too many members. Let me see if I can find one fast. Hold on. You asked me too many questions at one time. Hold on.
Because look, listen to me. When we start going down that nostalgia track,
yes,
it's hard to come back.
Richard Lewis.
Richard Lewis. Yeah, so Richard Lewis and her were in the show where they were coworkers, and they had like this on and off again thing, and it was like crazy. So yeah. But used to watch that. I used to watch Murphy Brown. I watched Murphy Brown with my mother.
It's funny. I never got a Murphy Brown like that. I thought she was kind of attractive though in a weird older way, but I just never got into the show. I just didn't.
Oh, really?
One for me.
So yeah. I got into that. I never got into Seinfeld because I felt like they were annoying as fuck.
Seinfeld was irritating to me. It
irritated me. I guess you just have to have a special mind to appreciate some of the humor on that show.
I think in a weird way, this is just me. Okay, so like I think when it comes to the 90s, there was a weird bit of 90s, like I guess just of the zeitgeist. So like the basically the 90s are kind of that we remember, but like some of the spirit of the times that was in the 90s, I don't think encompassed everybody. Just because how strange and like relaxingly meta it might have been. So like some stuff we were just kind of like, no, because I mean for real. When it comes to 90, from like 91 to like 95, my brain is mostly on like cartoons. And
yeah, MTV, mine too.
And MTV. That's like where my brain is at. And USA for some reason. But like past that point, it's like, especially the 9/11 happened, my brain gets into this really weird dark kind of mindset. So I don't know. Some of the shows back then is like, I mean, Seinfeld may be funny to me now because I'm older and I'm just kind of like, yeah, life sucks, whatever. Plus, I remember the show's ending was like, "Oh, they all go to jail." Spoiler alert!
Yeah. they're all going to jail now. Well, no, I get that. Like, I think it's probably because of the time frame. I used to spend time with my mother, and my mother, being British and not having any family or friends here, she used to watch TV a lot. So I ended up watching what she would watch. So that's how I got introduced to like, moonlighting and all that stuff. So that's something I actively found on my own. But
my mom watched Guiding Light and Wings. It's two shows I just never really got into. A lot of them live in color. I watch in live in color.
So I watch in live in color because I love the parody. I love parodies. I used to
I loved in live in color. Oh my god! I remember being. I
love their Star Trek. Jim,
are you out of your fucking mind? Like
Jim Carrey was funny.
It was like Farrakhan.
Yeah,
Farrakhan. Now go to your room. And he runs off.
Freaking amazing. But
Sulu.
I'm gonna throw some cartoons out and see if you remember. I know you remember the Powerpuff Girls, so I don't have to worry about that. These are 90s shows, so I won't insult you with Darkwing Duck because I know that you like that as well.
Good and well. I recently watched the Chip and Dale movie.
I'm gonna tell you one of the shows that I was like super involved in mentally was the Gargoyles series. I loved Gargoyles.
Humans called me.
When we had some of my Star Trek people doing the voices for them.
Humans called me Goliath.
I flipping love Goliath. Love that show. Could not get enough of Gargoyles. I love that damn show. Love the Powerpuff Girls, obviously.
I watched Gargoyles because it was like a monstrous version of Batman. I was like,
yeah. Did you ever watch Reboot? Okay. My bad.
Of course I watched the Reboot.
I love how you're over here like, Mr.
Hell yeah, I watched. Oh my god, I watched. Did I watch Reboot? Man. I talk to her sometimes just till this day. Matter of fact, like I mean, like, hey, let's go to 7. Like the Reboot sim, like, Reboot. And I'll be saying like, boot root, because one kid didn't do it. I was like, Reboot. Ha, there it is. Fucking Bob from the internet. He's coming there to save the Matrix. And then there's a glitch in the Matrix, and he has a glitch on his arm to protect all the glitches. And then Megabyte became a fucking Trojan virus. Man, did I watch that show? Hell yeah. Enzo became Dot Matrix because he got lost in the games and shit. And he made friends with a fucking NPC. Man, hold on, dude. Come on with it. Come on with it.
Say, come on.
Yes. That show, if I could find Reboot on DVD, I'm pretty sure I could, unless I haven't looked. If I got House Guest on DVD.
I think you could probably, I think you could find it. I don't think that would be too hard to find.
People see, especially after like season 3, once Enzo got caught in the game and got stuck in there, they started actually animating women like real women instead of really weird blocky because in Canada they were like, you can't show boobies on TV, like, but they're females. I don't get it. And then for one, they're computer characters. Then like they're gonna have, nipples where they don't reproduce. Like, I don't know, whatever. Just stop making them all like, PlayStation characters. But like when they finally got over that and got Andrea and Enzo with the muscles and the physiques, and everybody's like this, and everybody's like shooting people and jumping. Man, that was
that was some shit. That was cool.
And besides, nothing hurt your heart as a kid more than when what's her name? Enzo's sister. I forgot her name just now. Dot. Was it Dot? Yeah.
Dot.
Dot Matrix. Dot Matrix. When Dot, she's waiting for the game, like, I was like, game over, and it's user wins, and she just screamed for no reason. As a kid, I was like, oh damn, he's not coming back, is he? Yo, what? That was so, because you had like some kind of music or whatever. Everybody's like, oh, let's go help him out and all that stuff. There was no music. There was no sound. It was just her screaming and crying. We were like, oh shit, we never seen somebody lose the game for real.
I know.
Lost. He really lost.
I mean, they had a lot of it because the music was always put in place to make you feel more intense back in the 90s too. Yeah. Like case in point, I don't know if you watch the shows like Fashugi Yugi. Yeah. They would take the ending theme, but they put it in like a part. So like they'd say the stupidest shit. Like, Miyaka, I love you. Tamahome, are you leaving me? Oh, damn.
No, Maria, I make this joke at home at least once a week. When I go I have some Shigeyuki DVDs, not the entire. I have some of them.
Do you play that? I have the soundtrack. So every time I want to say something in the river, we need to pay the rent. Let's just stare at each other for like 5 minutes for no damn reason.
I was like, Miyaka, Tamahome, Miyaka, Tamahome. Dun 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 dun.
Well, in our house, we have morphed into K-drama now. So when you watch a lot of K-dramas, you have to stare at each other intently, like for no damn reason. Yeah. So like, he's like, "What do you want for dinner?" It's just like, just stare for like ever.
Like, why are we staring?
Sometimes, look, I'll be over here with my mouse clicking music background. Or like Korean kisses. Like you'll watch some K-drama and they kiss and like their lips don't really get like to that level. Like it's not even touching, and then somehow the girl's pregnant. So it's like I'm pregnant now.
we fake kiss and now you got babies. How? Yep. I don't know. A 4-year-old wrote. How? I don't know. A 4-year-old in her playset wrote this. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I love it. It's a guilty pleasure. I love it. It's just crazy to me. There's always in the K-drama, there's always things that happen that make you go ice skating. You always have to get drunk and be carried home on somebody's back. But there's always the things that you have to go through in a K-drama. I don't care what it is. I don't care how serious it is. It's going to happen at some point in that damn K-drama.
Okay, so let me ask you this question then. So you said nostalgia shows. We're gonna go back a little bit back on since we're on the Nickelodeon Cartoon Network kick. The Cartoon Network is too far ahead. Let's go back some. Back. Do you remember? This is such an old one. Oh my god. Do you remember watching Pinwheel on Nickelodeon?
Pinwheel.
Yeah, this is old. It's old for me to know. Honestly, I just remember seeing the clips when I got a little bit older. It was a puppet show back in the day when Pinwheel spinning around. You remember that?
Kind of like Sesame Street. Yeah.
Yes.
Or like it's like Sesame Street meets Fraggle Rock. Or
yes.
Like, yes. And like, I think the main guy was black, which stood out on Nickelodeon because they didn't really have a lot of front runners.
No, they didn't
back in the day. Yeah, I remember Pinwheel.
Better yet, do you remember watching The Third Eye on Nickelodeon?
I remember The Third Eye.
Yes. Okay.
I remember The Third Eye.
That is the weird niche show that came on Nickelodeon back in the day that people don't remember. And I barely remember it. I remember it was really creepy as a kid. I was like, what's going on, man? This is some like scurry shit. It's kind of like watching Tomorrow People. Not the new one that Nickelodeon put out there when everybody was doing backflips and teleporting, like the British one, It was like, it was different. And I was like, man, this is creepy as hell. There's always some kid with some kind of psychic power and people get fucked over. What the hell is happening in this show?
Yeah. Well, then I discovered 3x3 Eye.
What's funny? 3x3 Eyes is kind of frightening in the beginning, but then once he starts getting his head cut off and he just puts it back on and shit, and he's like, and that weird girl he comes across that speaks like, like Shampoo from Ramen One Half. We are again. See, we are again. The ending is kind of dark. Well, it is kind of dark.
I think that show got me into darker anime because after that I watched Lane. Then I saw Witch
Oh,
Hunter
really?
Robin. Yeah, Witch Hunter
I
Robin was
wasn't
my
in Return to
shit.
Robin like that. I really wasn't.
I
By
love
that
the
point,
sound. That soundtrack got me. I was like, I
soundtrack
didn't
is
care
kind of
what was
nice.
going on in the damn show. I'm like, just let me hear the music. Like,
But like, yeah, and like now we're naming anime. A lot of people have not watched. I know already because Three by Three Eyes is a very rare one. I think I have
yeah.
some episodes on a VHS somewhere. Three by Three Eyes. You know, like one is this for a rundown. Some Japanese kid who kind of was raised by an actual trans woman, as a matter of fact, which is very progressive, I will say, especially for the time they came out, and from Japan no less. And she was darker skinned, so double whammy on that. End up
Yep.
becoming Wu. Wu in itself is a internal power in Chinese mythology gone to Japan, and it's basically the ability to not only be strong to fight the demons and be immortal, but be immortal. However, it comes with a little bit of and he has to fight these demons that want to consume him for his power, so they can become Wu immortal as well. So like, it's dark, but at the same time when you get into the series, it gets dark. It's kind of like, but he can't die though. He's not going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I loved it. I loved it. I think when I was watching that, I also discovered Ushio and Tora. So that was
I
another one.
never watched. I know what you're talking about.
Ushio
I've
and
never
Tora was
seen
a
it.
great
I've
show.
never seen
I
it.
love that show.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Like I said, everyone talks to me about anime now. I'm like, you guys don't realize, like, I watched into the old anime. Like I have a expanded encyclopedia of knowledge on older anime. One of my favorite shows, which I guess isn't too old, but it's still considered old, and it's nostalgic, is Martian successor Nadesco. I absolutely love Nadesco with a passion. I love Nadesco. I was not impressed with Prince of Darkness, but I really love the series Nadesco. Absolutely. I mean, the fact that this girl was a complete airhead, but a strategic, was a freaking strategic genius.
I am so dumb. I was doing the theme from 96 of Blue Water, and a Desco.
I wouldn't even
the one. No, Desco's the one. What was that? What was it? Like my turn. Like the stone you kick might turn to a dime when it comes back, something like that. What was it? I can't remember the lyrics now. Isu Demuki, Kimi Gasuki. Yeah, I remember it now.
Yeah, I think some of these shows got done by Funimation in the early days because they ended up doing Kitty Grade.
Oh yeah,
Kitty Grade was another one that's cool.
Actually, I just recently told Jam like a night or two ago because she was talking about how Funimation and stuff and people getting bought out, whatever. And I told her, like, you do know that, remember those dubs you used to watch back in the day for Funimation? Remember how did you ever watch any pirated anime back then? You ever know how the dubs and the subs match too well? Because they stole the subs from the pirates. She was like, I thought the subs just had it really good. I was like, no,
they
stole those subs cheaper and easier. And she was just like, oh my God, I never realized. Like, yeah.
It's a very sensitive conversation because my anime start was with Funimation back in 2005. So times have definitely changed. Let's put it that way. There's not a lot when I was there that I don't really consider there to have a lot of progression in terms of diversity. And right now there's a big stink about when the pandemic hit. Everything went remote. Everyone can record from home. And so originally Funimation would only cast you if you lived locally. You had to be in Texas. But after the pandemic hit, I was getting auditions. People were getting auditions all around the world. It actually was a global thing. There were people that were in dubs that were in Scotland and England and in France. And then when Crunchyroll was bought by Funimation, they announced a couple of weeks ago that they are cutting remote recording, essentially killing the careers of a lot of people that basically got their break in anime, just dropping them. And they're making it completely in-house. And so there's a big debate. Some people are like, a lot of Texas actors are like, well, we weren't getting work. So now we have a shot at getting work because, everything was going to remote. And then other people are like, yeah, but all the strides you made in diversity, because I'm going to be real with you. In 2005, I'm a POC. I didn't see a lot of POCs. Monica Real, I think, is Latina or Hispanic. Yeah. Brenda Palencia, I believe, is from Honduras, but she's white passing. And then I'm ambiguous. I never saw another Black person. I never saw anybody of color when I was there. I'm just being real. And I would do like small roles, like episodic characters, incidentals, and Wallace. So I got to be around a lot of people, and it was like I hate to describe it, but honestly, we're in a time where I feel comfortable to saying this, and as a POC, it was a sea of white. And honestly, I don't think that's going to change, especially if they're going back to in-house. I don't feel like that's going to change. So
it's cheaper than in-house. And they're really trying to find a way to
we're
cut
talking
corners.
about using Texas talent.
Basically, you know what that means.
It's I don't want to take a dump on Texas because it's not the state's fault, but legislation there is hard. It's just like Tennessee. We live in a shithole. So I mean, I understand
One more time.
But
the state and the denizens are two different things.
I know. It
is the state's fault.
Like for me being a POC and an LGBTQ plus person, I am not going to uproot my life and go back to living in Texas because the laws don't benefit me. There are abortion laws I don't agree with, LGBTQ plus and transgender laws I don't agree with, and being a POC there I don't agree with. So it's not worth it to just do anime roles, if that makes sense. So cutting off that remote just kind of sucks. So it is what it is.
Might as well say all American.
Yeah. Wanda did it. W the pregnancy. You're right. She kissed Vision in her mind and got pregnant. Hell, she just had a baby. She just thought about it and had babies. So that's the thing. Multiverse
of Madness, man. That could have been so much better than it was.
I know. But
we're not reviewing right now. We're not full reviewing right now. And full disclosure, I didn't hate it. The acting was pretty good, but like the plot.
I felt like they could. I was like, the scene when we saw the Illuminati made me happy because I wanted to have the Illuminati. I've been saying it forever, but how fast they fell kind of pissed me off. I know a lot of people.
I ain't gonna lie. I slick got a hard on when I saw
Captain Carter.
I did. Oh, that
because
was
a lot of people were upset that she lasted so long against Wanda.
She died by her own shield, hoisted by her own petard.
They were really in their feelings about her. But I will tell you this, the whole thing with Monica Rambeau and Wanda was interesting fight.
Yeah. Even though Wanda did one with no problem, which kind of makes a little bit sense.
Well, no, she had a little bit.
Really?
She had a little bit. She actually lasted the longest. I thought Xavier would, but then you got to think Xavier never stood a chance against Wanda for one very big reason. Wanda's mind's fractured. How can you actually go in and do anything? Now, as Onslaught, though, I don't give a shit what any of you guys say. If he had been Onslaught, that bitch would have been over. It would have been over.
We can't do that. We're not there yet. But then again, this is one multiverse. There's a whole bunch of Captain Carters and Monica Rambeaus and Reed Richards and shit.
My dream would have been Onslaught.
Having him play Reed Richards was the sexiest idea I've ever seen. Like, yo, you make the best. I swear to God, you should have been him the entire time. You look, oh my God, that was
everyone. He was a fan cast. Everybody wanted him.
Oh yeah, no.
I get it. Well, I mean, since they introduced him in this multiverse, it's a good shot. He's gonna be him in the actual canon movie, so that's a thing. But I will tell you this though, I'm going back to Wanda. What would have been really epic for me is if we actually had Phoenix. Jean Grey Phoenix.
You asking for too much.
Think about it. Wanda rolls into the Illuminati and Xavier's there and she hits Xavier. And then Jean's like, we are Phoenix. And then Wanda's like, what's you? And she's like, well, bitch, you about to find out. And then Wanda's like, look, she takes on the POC notion. Nope. I'm going to transcend to another universe where you don't exist.
Speaking of Phoenix, speaking of Wanda, I'm going to jump on something. I'm going to answer one thing real fast. And then we'll come back. I have a big question to ask you. We're on that topic. First, Mercenary X84. I've seen every TMNT TV series, period. I've even seen one of the little musical special, the Christmas special they did when they were rapping. As terrible as that is, I know. I even saw the little live
I haven't seen that one.
thing they did. It was garbage. So, I know I'm wearing a Sonic shirt. I am a huge TMNT fan. Ninja Turtles is one of the first groups of heroes that I ever liked as a kid. So when I was a kid, it was Ninja Turtles, Bruce Leroy, and Bruce Lee. That was where my brain was for real.
The first TMNT movie was pretty damn cool. I had the book. I bought the book. Oh my God,
that movie was the bomb.
I used to read the book every day after I watched the movie. I'm like, yeah, sure as hell did go to that pawn shop April's parents owned above the shop.
Raphael got his ass whooped by Casey Jones. Damn! Yeah, I was like, whoop your ass, huh? Sorry.
Wait, before you ask your question, let me do this real quick. Hashtag Alive was a great movie, original and American version. So the reason Hashtag Alive was so good is because it had the same writer. The Korean version and the American version are the same. Same people that wrote it. Go ahead. Go ahead and ask me that big question that you have, because I got one for you too.
Thor: Love and Thunder. So I
Mhm.
know you've seen the previews for it.
I've
I
seen
know
two of them. I haven't seen the newest trailer, but I
the
have seen
newest trailer. I saw the newest trailer last night. So you know how it's gonna be. I don't know. Do you know the villain is Gore, the God Destroyer?
Mhm.
Okay. So what is your opinion? What is this about? I'm not answering that. So anyway, so from Gore, the God Destroyer, what is your opinion? Like, do you think? Let me try this again. Okay. So Gore, the God Destroyer in the comics for Thor, he
Well,
already
he's like,
had.
he was called the Butcher, wasn't he?
Yeah, Gore the Butcher. That's what it is. Yeah, Gore the
Yeah.
Butcher. But you know, he hunts gods. We know that.
Yeah.
So like, we know in the comics he had Thor tied up at a time. If Thor got away, you know, he's back. I know they're gonna abandon that because they can't put that. I mean, they
Yeah,
could, I
well,
guess.
MCU
Whatever.
reinvents everything. We talk about this all the damn
Yeah.
time. So that's
So,
not.
but you know, Gore has the dark sword, and the dark sword is from Noel, who is the god of the symbiotes.
Mhm.
So we know how they hinted at a teaser, kind of sort of, for Venom after the last multiverse movie with Spider-Man, which by the way, Spider-Man Across Multiverse, I can't wait for. And it's part one, no less. So I'm super excited, super stoked. It's just we know it that animated feature was fucking amazing, and I cannot wait for it. So you know, gushing, but whatever. But we know that now, and we know we had to go with this one. So, given this new MCU they're going with, we're getting a new Avengers team kind of showing up. You know, all these new superpowered characters. You know, America and Strange and a
Yeah,
new
this
Black
is definitely
Widow.
gonna be their version of the Young Avengers coming for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, except for I don't know how they're gonna do Captain Falcon, but
Well,
you know,
they'll probably do Patriot and because my thing was Wiccan and what's his name? Why did it just go out of my damn head? My brain is not working today. Um, why can't I say his twin brother's name right now? Wow. I keep wanting to call him Quicksilver, and he's not.
nope,
It just literally went out of my
that's
damn
wrong.
head.
Who do you think, Mike? What was the other character's name?
So remember the twins, Wanda's twins. There's Wiccan and like why can't I think of his
Oh
damn
my God,
name?
hold on. No, I can't think. I know you're talking about. Hold on. No, I'm gonna look this up. Unless somebody in the comments beats me to it. Hold on. Hold on.
Lord, isn't it Speed? Is
I
it
think
Speed?
so. Well, I'm talking about
It's Speed. It's
Billy and
fucking
Tommy's names.
Thank you,
Hold
Smitty.
on.
There he is, his brother. Why? You know why? I'm gonna tell you what happened. I had to force myself to watch the damn Flash on Tuesday or Wednesday, where the hell it came on. I think it was Wednesday, where he was aging Benjamin Button style,
Yeah.
and stuff that happened with Caitlin at the end was actually kind of messed up, but funny at the same time. So I guess I just got in my mind Speed Force. It can't be Speed. I don't know why I did that. I just went DC erased my Marvel from my brain. That's what happened. But yeah, so I think that the twins are gonna be either pulled from the Earth that they were on. What was it? 420?
I think so.
820? That's one of those.
420.
I knew it, but I'm tired. Maybe they're gonna start pulling people from different multiverses, is what I'm saying, to be in the Young Avengers.
I mean, they could, but like, which once again, we have not reviewed. We're not reviewing Multiverse of Madness, but Wanda, you couldn't just recreate your fucking kids from scratch. Whatever. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna
Now
do it. I
let's
said I
get to your
wasn't. I said I
question
wasn't.
about Gore and because
Yeah.
I mean,
So
honestly, Love and Thunder, I don't think it's going to be very close to the comics unless they reveal.
no,
They
hell
might have
no.
revealed
They
that
can't. They got Batman playing the villain. It's kind of neat, but
Michael Keaton.
no, Christian Bale.
I'm sorry. When you say Batman, I'm thinking that's my Batman. It's Michael Keaton.
Girl,
You gotta be.
you old baby girl. You
Oh, baby, but
old,
I
you
still look
old.
good, sugar plum. It don't matter. It don't matter. Eh? Like a fine wine, bitch. Anyway, Michael Keaton is my Batman.
Oh
Recognize.
man, I miss Michael Keaton being Batman. They should have him for a Batman Beyond movie for being the old Batman. Oh my god, I would.
That's what I thought they were doing in Flashpoint movie that's coming out. Whenever the hell that's
You
coming
know,
out, with
then
crazy
you know what
Ezra S.
though?
Miller.
We don't know. We don't. They could fuck us. They'd be like, you know what? You thought it was something else.
But they did get an alternate version of Supergirl. So since they're not doing traditional Kara, they really
just
could
as
do
well.
anything they want,
We only know there's three speedsters as far as we understand from the promos. But at the same time, at the same time, they could have Michael Keaton playing Thomas Wayne.
I fucking love that. I told you that. That is my effing dream. They did Flashpoint and they did Tom. Because I'm gonna tell you,
yeah, that'd be kind of dope.
Best Batman story for me, period, that I wish was effing canon was Flashpoint. Thomas Wayne as Batman and Bruce.
That actually makes way more sense for him and his wife being Batman and Joker. It makes so much more sense.
But he can't kill Joker because it's his wife, and having the whole clown makeup because she puts the lipstick around her and then runs off at batshit crazy. Yeah, that to me tracks. And then you have a man who will literally has no problem killing your ass because Thomas doesn't have that hang up. So I effing love it. I've always thought Thomas Wayne should have been Batman when I saw Flashpoint. I'm preaching it and be like, Serenity into existence. But people get mad when you say Bruce. Yeah,
like, I know, right? They get all pissy. Like everybody out here, all the normies or the new kids. Who the fuck is Thomas Wayne? Sit your little ass down.
Well, I mean, they're the same people that got upset when Psylocke became white again. They didn't realize that she was white to begin with. That it was Quanon that was Japanese.
Betsy Braddock. Come on, man.
Now you'll get mad about Betsy Braddock. Think about it. What Japanese woman do you know whose name is Betsy effing Braddock?
But you know what though? To their credit though, the comics are older and we move so fast now. And unless you read some of the comics in your youth, you are really you're behind. It's like,
but I'm going to play devil's advocate here, Groove. You have access to stuff we didn't have access to when we were younger. That's called Google. You could Google your damn character up and read a damn wiki on her. You don't have
They do have Google now. They could do that. So, I mean, there's no excuse on that level. You're right.
Like Mercenary said, what about Terry McGinnis? Hell, half the time they think he's Asian. They have no idea. A whole ass white guy.
But don't forget. So they wrote Terry McGinnis to the cartoon, and then at one point they took Terry McGinnis out of the story altogether, made it an alternate universe so that Damian could be the Batman Beyond. And then they put Terry McGinnis back into the series. Honestly, like, there is so much between Terry and Damian that match and don't. Because in reality, Terry McGinnis.
I always felt like Damian was modeled after Terry for some reason.
Oh,
it just feels like that.
But he's just way more brash and ridiculous. I feel like, okay, personal opinion, Terry McGinnis is a far better Batman than fucking Damian. That just point blank. Even though Terry had a really hard start as a teenager, Terry picked up on it faster. He has better morals. He
is his son, right?
So is Damian. Like they're both. Yeah. Also. You're
also.
Right. But Damian's mom is Talia, and Talia's crazy as shit. She's she's really nuttier than squirrel shit. So there's something wrong with her. Like,
I didn't realize nuttier than squirrel shit.
But let's just be for real. Like, between the two of them, I would rather Terry be Batman Beyond, and maybe he can. Then make a pick up his own. Like, I'm called Batwing now. All right, motherfucker.
I got your Batman, motherfucker.
Like, be your own Batman.
Which wing are you? The right one to love, dumbass.
Like, no, you don't know me. My life is different.
You don't know my feelings.
Like, you don't know me, Terry. My life is different. I've had problems. Terry's like, motherfucker, you 42. You make up your mind. Are you done being sad yet? Like,
okay, I don't know about that. I'm 45. I'm still damn sad sometimes. I ain't got that.
You know what's funny? Hey, you know what's funny? Your problems are different than his because he saves people and has moral dilemmas, and he gets to solve them every week, Monday through Fridays at 5.
Hey, I saved people. I was a caretaker, and I didn't get paid. And that is have parades.
You don't fight Penguin's new daughter.
No, but you met my dad. I fight his ass.
You know like I said, the Penguin's daughter. What are you talking about?
I mean, it's pretty much what my life was right there. Like fucking Penguin. My dad's the kind of person that will shit on your soul and then call you the next day and act like nothing happened. like nothing happened. It's like,
call you, hey, you wipe yet? If you ain't wipe yet, come on, we ain't get toilet paper. Then make sure you come over here and wipe me. Get the fuck out of here.
Like, literally calls me up just randomly all the time and says, "Hey, I'm so glad we're talking again." I'm like, "Who the fuck told you that?" I'm like, "Who told you that?"
You're glad we're talking again. I don't.
He's like, "Oh, I see. You don't want to be in my life." I'm like, "Now you're catching on."
oh wow! If it wasn't a pass. Years you figure that out. Damn.
Look, I always have to feel like I have to have my fellow my POC friends to back me up because whenever I sat on like my dad, I'd be like, oh, and your mama was white. Oh, I'm like, no, you guys don't understand. This is not an ethnicity or race thing.
No.
This is he is batshit crazy thing.
If you met him, you know. But
my dad is he really is a comic book villain. I don't care what anybody says. He's a comic book villain.
Which is mad because like crazy stuff. I must be a villain too because he likes me for something.
He loves you. I don't know.
He really likes me, and I'm like, I don't know why.
I don't know what this says about you, Gru.
I don't know what says about me either. So I'm just like, man, I'm not really a fan of yours, man. I don't know why. Every time you see me, you're like, hey, what's going on? Yeah, come to my house, eat my food, drink my drinks. I'm like, I don't know why you like me so much. Maybe he wanted me to be his son. I don't know. You
know what? Go right ahead because he sure didn't want me as daughter.
Not do such a thing at all.
Look,
never gonna happen.
More power to you.
Never.
Never. But yeah, back to because I just had to throw in my comic book villain dad. I mean, everybody has a thing. So I do agree though that Damian and Terry do have too many similarities if you really think about it. But they don't have the same baggage.
I mean, they were slickly the same character at one point, and then they were like, "Well, that just made Damian," because in the comic books we made a clear relation that Batman got took, and then the baby was born, and there he is raising his own kid that he didn't want. But like, and then they try to retcon a little bit in the series, like, "Well, we just took Batman's DNA with somebody else that made a child that was more like Batman than should be." You know, thanks Waller, creepy motherfucker. But like at the same time, you know, it's like. They're the same, but they're not because Terry is far more like Bruce than Damian.
He's more strategic. Damian's more emotional. That's how I always felt.
Damian is like his mother.
He plays, he plays on emotion. I'm not saying he's not smart. I'm just saying that he's a hothead. Whereas Terry, even though he starts off as a teenager, kind of being a little bit of a hothead, he learned that this shit actually does not go in my favor. So maybe I should stop having this disadvantage and think logically. And Damian never really seemed to adapt that. So yeah. It's interesting, but I think they were trying to go for similarities, especially in terms of looks originally, so that people weren't like butthurt when Terry wasn't Batman Beyond anymore. And then they were like, well, this shit ain't working. Let's bring him back. But what got me is they started drawing Terry in the comics, in the Batman Beyond comics. He looked Korean.
They made him Asian as hell. It was really weird. Like,
I'm like, Dana was Asian. Terry was not Asian.
Terry was Asian. No, Terry was an American, like for real.
Yeah.
He was a white dude, like pure Caucasian, man from the Caucasus Mountains.
And I remember they were talking about casting, and I remember people were like, "You should cast an Asian guy." I'm like, why would I do that? Like, because he's not.
Like, you know what? They might have played with that because back in the day when they had Batman animated series and the Superman animated series back in the day, like in the 90s, when Batman and Superman in the same universe, they made Batman look more Asian than Superman. Remember. When they drew Batman and Superman as Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent, as people, they looked exactly the same in the cartoon. They really did.
Especially they really did.
They didn't change it until they had that crossover episode where Batman came to Metropolis and they were whatever else. It made Batman look a lot more like, you know, Asian with like the slanted eyebrows for some reason. I don't know why. They made him look like they made him look like his face was always in the Batman form. That's what it was. So like at that point, people were like, oh, it's like Batman part Japanese. That way he can kung fu or something. Kung fu. He went off
to the League of Assassins and became Asian. That's how it works.
I'm making these bad Asian references because it's like 94 and we were really stupid and racist back then. So we didn't know no better. That's how we all thought. We were like, oh, okay. So everybody was like, Kiya. That's why he's like that. He's part Asian. He knows the ancient Chinese secrets. And we're like, y'all need to stop that. But like,
well, I want to tell you this because I'm not sure if you knew this or not, but I think I have a bookmark somewhere. Hold on. Terry is actually officially now Eurasian. He's half Asian now. They made him Asian now.
Really?
As of this year.
Wow. I did not know that. That's new for me.
Yeah. So, and Beyond the White Knight, the trick with Terry, he said, was I didn't want to just mirror exactly what happened with the Batman Beyond cartoon series. I wanted to make it unique, but sort of familiar at the same time. One of the things I really wanted to do was make him half Asian. I didn't realize this, but tons of people, including myself, always assumed Terry was half Japanese and half Irish or something. Now, I'm going to tell you this, guys. I'm on the fence about this, and I'm going to tell you why. As a whole ass multiracial person, it gets on my mother effing nerves when people just feel like, anybody can be mixed. It's completely okay. I'm just gonna take a canon ass character and just make it mix. Now we already get our feelings about races, like when we race bend or gender bend, and like people will fight that. But when you say a character is half something, it's like it's all good. It's fine. That's completely possible. I'm like, no, Terry was never half Asian. And another thing to play
He
off
is
of
now.
this, now to play off of this, and I'm gonna be in my feelings, okay? Shang-Chi was half-ass
Oh
white.
yeah, yeah, he was. He was
He was
definitely
half
mixed.
white. His mama was not Chinese. She
Not
was
no
not from
more.
a secret village. She
Not
was
no
she
more.
was a freaking woman that was brainwashed by Fu Manchu, who got it on, had a baby. He also had other little mixed babies. He had a woman from Wakanda that he got pregnant because he wanted her to hook up with T'Challa when they were older. He had a lot of little mixed babies. But like it really irritates me because that
It's
part of the
it's
mixedness was just tossed out like it wasn't shit.
you gotta
I'm
remember
like,
though, it's the sign of the
my
times.
feelings.
Remember the original comics for those characters come out in the 70s. In the 70s is when mixed interracial couples was becoming a bigger thing. Even pornography didn't have mixed pornographic scenes until that time period. So that was a big deal. Nowadays, we're talking about people having all their own special exposure based upon their race within America. So what they will definitely not do is mix that race. So the entire Asian culture, which still doesn't reach all of them because there's so many. That's why it gets complicated because like Filipino culture, Chinese culture, Japanese culture, even in Chinese culture between the Hokkien and between the food and between Mandarin and between whatever, like it's all different. But they want to try to encapsulate an entire pure culture's experience into one character. So they'll change stuff just to make it make sense, which is funny because they did that with Miles Morales. But then again, we've had a lot of Latino and Black cultural exposure within the comic book universe. Maybe not primarily
Yeah.
outside
Well, I mean,
of
his mother's Puerto Rican. Miles' mother is full
Puerto
Puerto
Rican,
Rican.
yeah. But then
And
again, yeah, remember now the Black community does not consider Puerto Rican Black unless they,
yeah, but the
yeah.
problem that I have is that when you look at the news behind it, you're going to have half of the news article saying he's the first Black Spider-Man, but then you
Mhm.
have the other part saying he's the first Afro Latino Spider-Man.
It depends on what news article you're looking at.
And it
Because
depends on which ones.
yeah,
And it's a big debate. Like when they played the new trailer for the new Spider-Verse 2 movie, that people were in their feelings about his hair texture changing. And I'm like, but
he's Black and Puerto
he's
Rican.
mixed.
Like there is a lot of European, but then again, because I gotta backtrack. Remember, there are Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and Cubans. Not as many Cubans, but there are some Cubans, especially that do have hair like mine, and they speak Spanish. Actually, there are Mexicans like that too. A lot of Mexicans.
To be fair, they're going to be mixed people that are whole ass half white and half black, or
The truth
half
is,
white and half Spanish. They're going to have hair like you.
the
That it
truth
doesn't
is,
matter. We come out in all shades and flavors. I'm just saying.
the truth is, the culture doesn't dictate the genetics, but kind of, but not necessarily. But still, when you go for representation, most people don't see representation on the idea of how you look, more so that where you're from is because like you look the way you look because of where you're from. So like in order to do that on a media standpoint, you have to appease everybody that has that at the most ninth grade education level. And so you have to start doing things that make more sense to the basic population. And then that makes sense. Like if you're trying to sell tickets, you're not about to do something ridiculous like, okay, he's Black and Puerto Rican. Let's give him a fro. You'll piss people off. No, people don't remember Rafi Pagan. They don't. That's not.
People don't remember anything. They don't remember that in Static Shock that
let's be
they're the character people thought were Black and they actually turned out to be completely white. Which is so weird to me because I thought she was mixed.
So and I said Rafi Pagan. Rafi Pagan is not a. Hey Ray, que bueno. But like Rafi Pagan is a Latino singer, and you know y'all know that song Yo no soy de ti, no tú eres la mujer para mí. Like if
I told you about speaking in languages,
hey, you be all right. You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. So like this is the thing. If you're not old enough to remember stuff like that, which most people who watch movies now are not, you know, there's a lot they're not going to catch. So you have to find ways to make it make sense to everyone while appeasing one group. So making the mix like now is a taboo. About 40 years ago, 50 years ago, would make more sense. But now it doesn't, because now you can't be like, well, let's integrate them all together. Now we're at a time where like integration is pissing folks off, and everybody wants their own separate group to belong in. So they want their own separate group to be identified. which is a dangerous game to play, which you've already played before, because it makes people go, well, what about? Well, what about? Well, what about? Instead of making the character what they were and is making the character as they are, inclusive of everybody else, so we can all be involved in that person's activities. We're not there yet, though. We're not there yet on that level.
We're not. Well, I mean, honestly, though, from the inception of comics, POCs weren't really prioritized. And for a long time,
you remember that Superman comic?
Well, hell, before that Superman comic. I mean, technically, Superman was the first comic book that.
No.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about with Lois Lane.
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you know about the porn thing, or are you talking about Lois Lane? Either way, both of it's effed up. But
where did Superman go? Or was the black folks?
That don't have nothing to do with ethnicity representation. He's just a
damn hood, the hood city. Like, what the fuck, man? Come on, dude.
Hood City was very but again, you had white writers. What did you expect? But no, my problem is this is always gonna be my problem. Okay. Always gonna be my problem. So, like right now, speaking of Shang-Chi, the movie is now canon in the comics. His mom is the Chinese from Tao or whatever, and now he has 10 rings from his dad. But
Chinese they rewrote it.
They that's what they do. That's what they effing do. And so, first of all, Mandarin's not even his damn daddy. But you know what? That's fine. What gets on my nerves, because obviously as a mixed person, I'm a transformer. I can be whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah. I can't do that.
It is. But that's, first of all, that doesn't play for every person who's mixed, because some people actually look more like one side or the other. They may be more white passing, they may be more whatever their POC side is. For me, I don't really look like either of my parents. So when we would go out in public, they'd look at us like we were fucking crazy. And then my brother has sandy brown hair and hazel eyes. We don't look alike. So no one in my immediate family looks alike. That's always been a challenge for me, especially since I did theater and, and I was in a lot of honor roll situations where we have to like walk on stage and have events. If my dad came and they'd say, hey, we're going to release your children after the event. Like, I would be sitting on the stage. They would go to every black girl on that damn stage, pass over me and bring these children to my dad. Now, if my dad was some crazy sick pedophile, he could be walking out with all kinds of kids.
Yeah.
They never once came to me thinking that was my daddy. The same shit with my mom. They would look at my mother like, well, what's going on? Why you with this little Hispanic girl, this little Filipino girl? What's happening?
Funny. It's so hilarious.
So it's weird, growing up.
Yet you chose to keep the name Maria, and you look like your last name be Rodriguez, and
my middle name is Amelia.
Lorena.
Maria Amelia. Well, okay, so this is
Maria Amelia Rodriguez Lorena.
No, this is something else that's been happening to me a lot, and this is why I'm always in my feelings about this, guys. You know me. I will say what I am. I am not one of these people that goes out on the street. Groove would tell you. You've hung out with me in real life many times. Do I walk up to people and say, hey, I'm mixed? Hey, you, do you know I'm mixed? Hey, you, do you know I'm mixed? No, you know why? Because that's fucking stupid. But in my career as a voice actor, because everything has authenticity, everything that I get now, I don't care if it's a video game, an animation, whatever, you're sent character sides. And these character sides are very specific. Like, I could get stuff that's LGBTQ+, and they'll say, we only want to hire you if you are LGBTQ+. And then you got to break down your whole damn life story. So, like, they look at my profile, but then they look at me, and I put Nigerian, Indigenous, and Scottish on everything. I don't even put my Southeast Asian stuff because it's so small. These people send me, because my last name is Park, for the past 3 months, I've gotten 18 auditions for Korean Americans. Now, remember, they have to go through my bio,
awesome,
which tells who I am. They look at my face that does not look Korean, and they send me Korean shit. And so,
because
I'm just
you're light enough to maybe be Asian American. Your last name is Park, and I'm like, oh, she's trying to make herself included. This girl ain't black.
Let me play onto that group. Let me play on this. I won't talk about the company, but there was a very big video game company that I got an audition with. And this character was Kenyan, I believe. The character was Kenyan. So, I do what I normally do. I send my stuff, my bio, blah, blah, blah. And so then I get an email, first off. This lady legitly said to me, are you a mulatto?
Oh, that old mulatto gal.
And I'm like, I'm multiracial. Yes. Is that a problem? She's like, well, we're trying to be authentic and we want to cast ! Real black people Exclamation point. So that's when I get in my feelings, guys, because on the one hand, I'm being told I got to one drop that shit. I need to say I'm black. But then this is a black casting director who told me, stay in your lane. So I don't. So when we have mixed roles or mixed characters and you decide to toss one and then make another one that was monoracial, whole ass mixed, this is why we have issues with identity and imposter syndrome, because we don't know what the hell to identify with. And other people feel like it's their right to tell us. And so I'm always in my feelings. When I see these comic book characters like Shang-Chi, I was pissed. This guy has been mixed from effing inception. And you basically said, fuck that. And then you take another character, Terry, who is not been, he is whole ass white. And you're like, but you know what? I'm going to drop some color in you because you need to be interesting.
Hey,
that's bullshit.
It happens on both sides of the pale.
I know, but that's the thing.
Because like
it's bullshit.
Like not the job I have now, they don't do it as often, thankfully. But like I've had jobs past 2 or 3 different jobs where it's like I put my resume, I speak Spanish, I speak Portuguese, I speak a little bit of French because I speak Creole, and and it's Creole Louisiana, by the way, and whatever else. And I've had white boss come in and like, hey, can you read this? Something entirely in Japanese. I didn't say on my resume I spoke Japanese. I can read some of this. Yeah, I can read a little bit. Why don't you Google Translate this? You can copy and paste this in Google Translate and then you'll be fine. It's on the computer. Why would you ask me this question? They're like, well, listen, I'm trying to, I swear to God, I won't say the company's name. He was like, I'm trying to return my golf clubs. Like, you're trying to return your golf clubs. The Japanese golf club, Japanese company trying to return them through the internet and you can't read Japanese. And you don't want to turn on the Google Translate button and it'll translate it for you. None of that. You want me to come in and show off to you something I can't do. But like when you are, I guess, this skin tone and you look a little exotic, people think you can do everything in the fucking world. And it's just the reality of it. But then again, if you go like you did and you try to say, I know this and this, and you're not dark enough, they'll be like, oh, well, probably full of shit. And no matter what, people are going to stereotype you regardless. That's just the reality of it.
Well, the problem
it happens and it sucks.
Yeah, the problem is though for when you're mixed is that if you don't pass one way or the other more and you're ambiguous, like ambiguous, I feel like when you're an ambiguous mixed person, it's harder because you don't. I'm never gonna pretend to be Hispanic or Latina. I'm never gonna do that. I can't. I'm not gonna culturally appropriate another ethnic.
I can speak Spanish, and people never think that I can speak Spanish.
And they come up to me all the damn time in public and like I've had other people in this city who are Latina or Hispanic talk to me in Spanish and get mad at me when I tell them I'm like, like I let them down in some way. And I'm like, it's not my culture. Like I tell people, these are beautiful cultures. They're just not mine. I can't make myself have these cultures. But like in the stuff that I even am, like my grandfather was born and raised on a reservation. I've been to powwows. I still don't feel confident enough to say I'm indigenous completely. I can't. Same with my black side, same with my Scottish side. I don't see a lot of people in Scotland that look like me that are born and raised over there. My cousins don't look anything like me. So it's a thing. And then you kind of feel like, well, what do I do? Who do I identify with? And then you just realize nobody. I'm like, you just on your own. So it's just something I've grown up with. My daughter's in the same boat. She's everything I am, except for the indigenous. She's kind of bitter about that. But everything that I am, and plus she's Chinese and Vietnamese. Yeah. And she's got it. She goes through it because she looks like me, but she has a little bit more Asian features. But you guys seen her on the channel. She looks like me, but she's Afro-Euro-Asian. That's basically what she is. And it's a struggle. The struggle is real. So I get really passionate about it. People are always on my channel like, oh, you're talking about this. I'm like, you guys don't understand. The thing that really did it for me, that really showed me what we are as a country, is when it was the cowboy movie that came out, The Harder They Fall. And as a mixed person, I agree. We should not take monoracial roles. Period. I don't think we should.
I don't think that's so particularly true. And I say that because. Well,
no, hold on. Let me finish my statement. So historically, Stagecoach Mary was a darker skinned woman who was thicker. She had, she was built thicker, had curves, and they cast a light skinned, mixed woman to play this role. And a lot of people were upset because it was, it was basically a display of colorism for a lot of people, which I can't say, I was not in the casting room, and me and Victoria Rain, we did a video about this. We do a lot of mixed content videos. We don't know what went down in that movie, because I mean,
She's so adorable.
There was a lot. She is. There were a lot of people in the casting room that are of color. So other people of color did this shit. Okay. But just take this aside. The woman needed to work. She needed, she got that role. She's like, I'm in here with Regina King. I'm in here, I'm in here with all the big, big guys. I want that check. So of course she didn't turn that shit down. But historically, Stagecoach Mary was a black woman. She should have been played by a darker skinned woman. She should have been played by a darker skinned, thicker woman. So they didn't just, it wasn't just a colorism thing. That it was also a body image problem, because they acted like they couldn't have her. So, but then on top of that, the cowboys, all of the cowboys in that movie were mixed in real life, like every one of them. And nobody said a damn thing when they cast all black actors. Nobody, they only wanted to focus on the girl. They made that, they were attacking that girl on Twitter. They were doing all this shit because she took this role as Stagecoach Mary. Nobody said anything to any of the black actors who were playing half Cherokee, some of them part Spanish. Some of the pictures of these guys were white passing, playing all black. No, having all black actors. So it's just what it is. It's just messed up.
Despite the fact that people miscast by race and anything at all. And we can always play with how people looked and blah, 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 blah. But like, even if people miscast by race, when it comes to voice acting, I think that should make a difference. I think it matters when it comes to saying words like, if you say was like, oh yeah, my nigga or stuff, then it comes a bit of a I remember watching like what was it? Big Mouth, the one black girl on the show, voice acted by a white woman.
And actually, there was a mix. She's mixed. Her mother was white. That's another misconception. The one that Kristen Bell was playing. She was mixed. Her mother was white. Her father was black. She was mixed. And then,
the really black girl on Big Mouth? Hold on, really?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I remember there was a big thing on Big Mouth. There is a character who is half black and half white on that show. So unless you're thinking of somebody else, and I'm not knowing it, because I know Kristen Bell stepped down, and instead of them hiring a mixed girl, they hired a black actress, and I'm like, it's the same shit. I'm like, I don't understand that. You couldn't hire a mixed girl. I'm like, yeah.
I'm trying to see. Thinking it was Missy. Yeah, Jenny Slate played her at first, I guess, and then Ayo Edebiri played her now. Okay, in the new series. All right.
Yeah, but look at the character's parents.
Yeah. The thing is, though, she's mixed race. Yeah, don't get me wrong. But the reason they did that was because so it was an episode of Big Mouth where her cousins told her, yeah, go ahead, say the word, ain't a problem, say it, it's cool. And she's like, no, I really can't say that word. And they really kind of put back on that as far as like who can say what and who can't, solely because like when it comes to the black community, we get real finicky about who can say that word, and they want to be able to like add on. Oh, you got it. We want to add on to who can say what and who can't, based upon like I guess physical characteristics and features. It's like it's just a big deal. And after that Apu thing that went on, where we're like no more Indian face for characters, that really changed the dynamic of like we probably get people that can actually who more so look like the characters every now and again to play those characters. Now, however, doesn't mean everybody's playing with that same rule and guideline. My thing is this. This is my big deal. I think we should stop looking at accents and dialect per the skin color, and I think we should look at them per the person. Now, as far as portraying people as they're portrayed, there's no way Hollywood's never gonna get that right. We're never gonna have a Hollywood feature where everybody looks the way they should. Based on, we have a lot of biopics out there right now where people don't look anything like who they should be playing in Hollywood. I don't think Hollywood would ever get that correct, because they're gonna if they want the movie to get an Oscar or whatever the fuck else, they're gonna hire whoever they can that looks enough like the part to make it. Tropic Thunder is a big example of that, having Robert Downey Jr. play an Australian man, play a black guy, and he himself was just a white guy with no other features. That's kind of funny. But I think the one thing we can take away from all this, honestly, is we stop looking at as far as like, well, for example, when it comes to voice acting, I don't give a damn you're white, mixed, whatever else. You can play the character, play the character. I remember watching a feature where this Korean dude from Canada was making Chris Rock's voice, and it sounded just like Chris Rock. Like,
No, I
holy
mean I've seen
shit.
that across the board. The
Yeah.
problem with voice acting, though, and this is just from someone who's in the industry, um, it POCs never got a shot. So the reason that is authentic now is because the doors have been closed for a long ass time.
Yeah. But
And
like,
so that's why it's such a and it's not just race. I mean, it's been, if you're trans, you can't play, if say you're trans female, well, we don't think you can pull off a female voice, even if you can't. I mean, it's there's just these notions on people.
when people do that, I think that's ignorant.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, I know they're trying to be more. Such a weird guideline, such a weird line. So like they want to be inclusive, but okay, to be more inclusive, you have to be exclusive. You cannot have light without shadow. So you want to say that we want more women in our stuff, but we want those women to be women. You're then casting out on an entire group of people that you see a difference with. So
Yeah.
I think instead we should really judge on the content of the skill and talent of the person presenting. I know they want to do that, and they do that because, and this is the big reason, a big thing, despite the fact our viewing audience may have better sense, despite the fact our viewing audience may be like, oh, I get it, most people do not get it. So when you tell this audience what's going on, they understand you. But most people out there are gonna be like, that bitch Mexican, and they're not going to hear you at all. They're like, okay, I
You're
looked
not
her up.
wrong. I mean,
You,
I've been saying what I am from the
looked her
this
up.
channel. People
I
still say
looked,
shit like that.
she need to be saying shit like burrito and taco. I don't know why
I've been
talking
getting
about
Filipino
some.
a lot from people on Instagram from
Yeah, but
ATN,
like,
and I'm like, so I've been playing, I'm gonna talk to you in the guy. I'm like, no, you're not, because I'm not gonna answer you.
hey, I mean, I mean,
it's not.
that's how people do. That's how they do all the
No.
time. So it's like the media, like, and people think the media just is brainwashing people, and it is, but they're also media right now is playing defense. They're trying their best to get people on their side so they can play offense again. So they're trying to find
No, the
every
media
way
is always the
possible.
problem. So you're right. But no, for me,
Yeah.
I just have to say this only because I can only speak from the mixed perspective. And that's what I'm speaking from. I never had the representation of anybody on TV that was like me. When I used to watch The Cosby Show, I looked at Lisa Bonet and the actress who played Chandra. These are two women who are mixed, but they didn't play mixed people. So like we didn't get to play ourselves. I never got to see my family on TV. I never got to see any of that shit. So here we are in 2022. I think this happened in 2021. I understand what you're saying with the N-word because I don't like saying any of these damn words. But in the Big Mouth show, the girl playing her was mixed. She just wasn't mixed with black.
Yeah.
You can look her bio up. They replaced her with a black girl. But you don't understand that is not authentic to a mixed person's experience. Because a mixed person is going to have that issue. A mixed person is going to have problems saying that word, and it would have played out a hell of. If I was playing that role, it would have played a lot more authentically than what they did. So I have problems with that.
I would say this about that. This is one thing that people don't think about. A lot of people don't think about when it comes to genetics. Black folks come in so many different shades. You can be born from two people like myself, make me and Jam, and come out like as light as you are. In Africa, it happens all the time. Like the shades of black are not dictated by the people who are married to. Like when it comes to Caucasian people, it's different for some reason because their Caucasian genetic allele is a lot more recessive than ours. Anything from blonde hair, blue eyed, green hair, or green eyed, red hair, or stuff is way more recessive. So when they get there, it is directly from where they got it from. From us, there's a spectrum of brown that you can get. So like, and then I remember the guy who did the same guy who created Bebe's Kids also did the animation for
Ella, I gotta say my line when you're talking about babies. We don't die, we multiply.
I
fucking love that. I say that all the time now. Love that line.
I can't remember the name right now, but the same director for Baby's Kids also directed Proud Family. And people question why Dejanay was the one so loud whenever she's so much darker skin. They trying to say dark skin women are bad. And he had to explain to them, which everybody got, but still, like it's not that she's this loud. Remember, we're not a monolith, and we come in all colors. You can literally be born from two people who are so dark skinned, come out lighter skinned. I mean, for example, my dad is actually light skinned, and my mom is a little bit lighter than myself, but I'm darker. And like it happens. There's no thing.
No, and
So
like I
like
said, the problem I'm having is it's not colorism. It is literally genetics. That is my issue. It's not because, like, honestly, I look like I have jaundice half the fucking time. I don't even have a color. I look yellow. And you know this. So
I do know
like
this.
all
Exactly.
this shit is real. This is how I look in real life. So but like what Ray said, she's embracing her black side. She should have
That's
been
why.
she should
That's
have been embracing her black side, but all of her sides at the same damn time. I've embraced there's never been a moment in my life I didn't say I wasn't playing my blackness.
see what
It
Big Mouth is
pisses
a
me
problem
off.
because Big Mouth is a comedy. You gotta be careful with that.
No.
Comedy breaks
I'm
rules.
telling you, from mixed perspective, baby.
Oh.
I look in my 20s, I probably would have humored you. I'm in my 40s. I'm tired. I don't give a shit. You're gonna accept me for what I am. I'm tired. I'm tired of the biracial Becky shit. I'm tired of all of that shit. As a working voice actor, as a working actor, I have every right to say I should play a mixed character. And I should not be made to feel bad for saying that I'm mixed. It is not taboo. I'm sorry that my parents getting together was insulting for you. But guess what? I don't give 5 fucks. So Missy's character, and I stand by this, would have been better off with a mixed actress who understands what it's like to be in an interracial family, period. Because that is authenticity.
Yeah.
Period.
But then again, what you're saying is you need more mixed writers to write her characters.
We need, I mean, if you want to see one of the things that pisses me off the most in this world, it's a show called The Bold Type. It is an episode called Rose Colored Glasses. I did me and Victoria did a stream on it. Basically, her mother, who's white, married a black man, obviously, had the character named Kat. She said that she taught her daughter to let people judge you by your intellect and your merits and who you are as a person. What you just said we should do. And basically the black character, there's 2 token black characters, which is already fucked up. The one guy said, you know what? You must be ashamed of your blackness. That's what he fucking got out of that. And so then everybody jumped on her mom, or Kate had this whole conversation. Well, you just made me have rose-colored glasses on. You're making me see the world as what you need me to see it. And so she had the option of saying that she was the first mixed or biracial, whatever of this magazine. And by the end of it, the biracial conversation was she got to say she was black. And I'm looking at her. And I'm looking at the people who quote unquote wrote this, who are white, who feel like they started the first biracial or mixed conversation. And I'm like, you guys are full of shit. And the fact that they had the mixed girl actually have to say this shit pissed me off. And this is an Australian actress in real life, because over there, she gets to be mixed. In England, Victoria, she gets to be mixed. In the States, you got to pick a fucking side. I am so tired of that conversation. So I don't. And this is when Angry Grandma comes out. I don't give 5 fucks. I don't care if this damn video gets demonetized. I'm in my feelings about that. I have every right to love my blackness, to love my indigenous, and to love my Scottish side. Even if I don't feel like I'm a part of all of these groups,
don't get me wrong,
I wouldn't be here. So
I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying you shouldn't. But like these media agents, remember, like you just said it very well. This is the This is the
ununited.
United. This is the United Cult of America Incorporated. So when you play on those terms, they got to find any way they can to keep the people buying stuff and to agreeing with what's going on. You can't.
My daughter just waved at you. She's like, "Oh, mama's mad."
Yep,
she's like, "This is my sneakers bar. You are angry when
where's my goddaughter? You can tell why I said this right now. It is the United Cult of America Incorporated. Hey, I see your hand there. Hey, but no.
Over there. She's got her nice little setup that's meant to keep me away.
Well, my sound booth is blocking her, so she can't get to me now. It's awesome.
Okay.
Give her that hug, but I just can't. So
just air hug.
Yeah.
Air hug. Okay, air hug. When I see you again, I'm gonna give you
racialness. Be proud of it.
The next time I give you a hug, I'll make sure you can't breathe. It's gonna be a super hard for you to get ready.
You guys saw it now, guys. Threaten of violence and death.
Yes. I'm gonna hug her.
Like I said, I understand the United States of America. I'm tired because I'm telling you, if you guys want to see what it's like.
I'm not saying your angerness is invalid, but I'm also understanding what they're trying to do. And I'm not saying what they're doing is noble either, by the way. I'm not even going to go into fact like, oh, they're trying their best to because they care about money. Their favorite color is green, black or white aside. So like they're gonna do what they can to appease. Right now we are in this. And I wish we weren't here and here and here and here. That's what becomes a race, becomes a culture, becomes sexuality, whatever. Everybody's in these enclaves. You see it because anytime they bring up anybody that's LGBTQ or something, LGBTQA plus. Sorry,
LGBTQ plus is a whole different beast. That's a whole other conversation. That's an 8-hour video right
when
there.
When it comes to that, especially between the difference between pansexual and bisexual and oh my God. I'm sorry.
Well, I thought I was bisexual for the longest time, but then I realized actually I guess the definition is pansexual.
No, because there's pan, there's bi, and there's omni, but bi borrows stuff from pan and omni. That's a complicated subject that there's no definitive answer to. Let's not go there because it confuses me until to this day. It really does. But between that, and then between what makes black, what makes white, what means black if you're Latino or like Asian, and if you're passing or not passing, but like maybe black and Asian. In Japan, you're seen as some weird dark monster with AIDS, and that is a thing in Asia, especially Japan. If you're dark, they think
not just Japan, Korea as
well. Sorry, Japan and Korea. If you're dark like me, they think you have AIDS from birth. They do think that seriously, and it's not even a joke. It's a serious subject.
Well, I mean, black in Korea, they still do blackface skits. I've actually seen one recently, which is pretty fucked up.
What Maria's saying is very, very, very true.
So, like I said, I get that. But like I said, there's just a difference, and I just really need people to understand this. When people talk about how, and this is across the board, when they feel like their culture has been erased, or they feel like their history has been erased. I can't tell you how many people of color that are celebrated as monoracials. I don't care if they're Asian, black, whatever, that actually were mixed in real life. And we never got to have that growing up. Like we're made to feel like our parents were so taboo and messed up and had us, that we're like the outliers of everything. But yet throughout history, it's been happening. Some of the most prominent people throughout history have been mixed, and you would never effing know it because they look more either POC or white. So it's just something about you can't even live as a culture that you're not even allowed to have. That is a problem for me. And like right now, just this comment right here, where Serendity's like, that's what I've been hearing a lot, all the way back to Legends of Tomorrow, season 1, when the Kendra actor said, I am black, white, and Indian. Now remember, the actress who played Kendra, was mixed. And if you're from the UK, it's a completely different thing. They have a different racial history. I'm not saying they don't have racism. They don't have the same history we have over here. Neither does Australia or any of these other countries that have mixed people. So that tracks. Only in the States are you made to feel like less than when you're mixed. And it's true. And then I'm not going to lie to you, there are going to be those light-skinned people, and not just mixed. I mean, light-skinned people that show colorism, that think they're better because they're light-skinned. But that is not all of us. Some of us are trying to figure out who the hell we are. And we don't want other people telling us that we don't want other people feeling that they have the God-given right to assign what we are to us. Because it'd be like me going to Groove's house right now and say, hey, Groove, you can't be both. Your mother's Cajun and your dad is like, I don't know, he's Nigerian. Pick one. That's it. That's your life. And depending on which way you pick is how I'm going to judge you. If you want to be more Cajun than you do Nigerian, then you're brainwashed. That is what it's like to be a mixed person in this damn country. And then they leave, and then you got to sit in your house with the two parents you just had to pick between, like you're standing in line somewhere getting ready to pick which parent's going off the cliff. And people think that's normal. And it's not. And it took me years to voice this. I was always upset, confused, all of that shit. But it wasn't until I got in my 30s that I realized I don't have to let people decide what the hell I am. Who the fuck are they? I'm not in their house telling them what they are. So I choose all of myself because all of myself is why I'm here. And when I go to the doctor's office, if I tell them I'm just white, guess what? I don't get screened for everything I can get being indigenous and black, and vice versa. I'm tired. I am flipping tired of this conversation. This is a conversation that is so effing stupid to me because it's fucking scientifically genetic that it makes no damn sense.
But you can play with it. Here's the fun part about it. It's how stupid people are. You can play with it by accent and language. Because people don't really one, race is not a real science. So what you can always do is, it's always fun in my mind, is how I play with it. So like when people think I was black, and I am black, sure, I am. If you want to call it anything else in America, I'm black, as is what it is. But I'm also Creole. And I am also Cajun. So if I want to play with people, I can come to people and say stuff like, hello, my name is Groove. Nice to meet you. Yes, no, yeah, I went to yeah. I study here in foreign language. I'm a well-spoken person. But at the same time, it's like code switching.
You are very well spoken. You're very intelligent. It's a shame because sometimes you're crazy too. So then go together.
I can play with it. I can play with it. I can say stuff like, oh no, my native language is Spanish. Really? Sí. ¿Cómo estás? Oh, sí, ya.
I'm not playing with that shit.
This is not
play with that shit. I'm not playing with that shit.
But I can have something else. I can be like, like, oh, for real? I can say, like, oh, I'm Creole occasionally. Like, oh, that means you speak French? I do.
See,
yeah,
like playing those mind games with people.
I can be like, I'm like, oui.
Doing too much, bro.
Or no, I can say, I'm like, oui, je peux français. Et comme ça va. I can do that, but at the same time, I speak more Creole. Somebody's, oh, you speak Creole? Yeah, I speak Creole. Say, oh, that's where your accent's from. Tell me, like, how you say hello in Creole? Bonjour. Like, what do you want me to say to you? Like, like, oh, well, how do you say anything else? Like, oh man, that's crazy. Like, for real, the fact that you can even, especially in your case, you can throw in a British accent.
My first accent was British, remember?
Yeah.
People don't know that about me, but
my point is this. When we get mad at people not accepting us, sometimes it comes to the fact of people are also stupid. They don't know anything. And like, it's when you negatively judge me is when I have a problem. But when you ignorantly don't understand me, I don't care, because that's in your own personal space. When you don't get me from a distance, that's fine. When you negatively something say about me and it messes with my opportunities, holding the ball game. And I know it's for you when the voice acting thing, I get that part, but they're trying to find, most of them trying to find people within their own area for their own voice acting for certain parts, so it can be people less or more concisely. They're trying to save money by paying people who are more talented with more going on less. Because in this day and age, now you have to pay people of color or POC of any level an equal at least pay.
And that should have been like that from the jump. So yeah.
Oh, it should have.
Absolutely.
But it wasn't. Now they're like, fuck that. I don't do that.
And like I said, all of these points are valid. That's not my problem. My problem again is the fact that whenever, like, when we have here in Memphis, we have the Greek festival, we have, African
Italian fest, which is not even Italian. I don't understand that festival.
When's the multiracial and mixed fest?
Shit, you asked for a whole thing that's not gonna happen. And do you know why? Because there are a lot of multiracial people in this city.
And
you know how many black and white couples there are?
You should be like, hey, look, if you can haul ass pretend to be into Pride for a month to get that money, Disney and other companies, then you can do a multiracial something. So I'm just saying.
What's crazy about it? I go all the states and I go like back home to Baton Rouge or go out to New Orleans with other people, or I go like to Chicago or whatever else, and they ask me questions about like, how was it in Memphis and and everything else. Like, I heard that people kill each other. Like, yeah, the violent crime in Memphis is terrible. Like, but racism out here, unless you're like in certain parts, like maybe Lakeland and Collierville, I don't know. But like, actually, I'm lying, because I work in Collierville, and believe it or not, in Collierville, they are a lot nicer than you think. I thought it was way worse out there, and they're really not. The older people maybe, but like,
Collierville is new money. Germantown is old money. They're meaner in Germantown.
Yeah, actually, that's what it is. It is. I mean, I'm on the Germantown border, but then again, people will openly speak to me in German. I had we were going to go out to our first anniversary, and this guy in the gas station let me come to his house to get a air tank for propane. I saw his kids and everything. I'm a random stranger. He's a white guy, so like.
Yeah, that's pretty. Memphis, that's doing well, because we're all Memphis. I don't care what anybody says. We're all 901.
We are. This is my thing, though. This is my thing, though. 901 or 662. This is my thing. So, like, when it comes to that shit, like, keep in mind that in this city, especially, there's a lot of mixed race people, and there's a lot of mixed coupling in general. We have a very weird. We don't like each other for some reason. Because we're just
I don't understand that shit.
Because we're all afraid we're afraid of shooting each other, but at the same time, we together, like we get it. You know what I mean? It's like we're not the same, but we're not the same. And if you come to Memphis, you see a lot of mixed race people. It really will. Seriously, it's very common
And
here.
but you won't know. Half the people that are mixed, you
No,
will never know they were mixed unless
you
they said
won't.
something to
They
you.
just say
Because we
something.
don't just go up to people and say,
That's
"Hey,
because a lot of the
you look
dads
like you
here
have the mark of the mixed person." That's not how
because
that
a lot
works.
of the dads here are either dead in jail or assholes. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
say the point out. I'm just gonna say for real. I've come across a lot of single moms in my life. That's a damn shame. But still,
Yeah, but I mean, even still, like the struggle is real because I think about. I'll read that comment in a minute, diversity, and then we're gonna be wrapping up pretty soon because we both got stuff we gotta do, and I know I gotta leave in a minute. Yeah, I feel that I'm multiracial and always feel I should put black, if not black and white. However, even after many times, paperwork then follows up when which do you mostly identify with? So the thing with me is I was born overseas, so I have the luxury of not ever having to, I don't have a birth certificate that has race in general. That is something that is here. Like, I don't know, they may do it in parts of Africa, the continent of Africa, but this is the only country I know of that puts like ethnicity on your damn birth certificate. That's not normal. They put gender on like the other one, but they never really do that. So in some countries, you don't even have to name your kids for the first month. We have to do it immediately before you leave the hospital here. So I didn't have to do any of that shit. But unfortunately, that also was a double-edged sword because I remember whatever the minority was in the school is what they would put me as. So I went to an all-black school. They automatically put me as white on my transcript in junior high here. This is in Memphis. In high school, I'll actually see if I can find a screenshot of my effing transcript where they put like something like Northern Islander, Hawaiian, because they didn't have any to fill that quota. So that's what they assigned me. Nobody asked me a damn thing. They just put that there. And then depending on the semester of U of M, I was Hispanic. I was everything all over the place. So my transcripts don't match. If you actually looked at my transcripts, you would think that I was committing identity fraud, but it was nothing to do with me. That was what they did. My British passport has no race. My US passport has other. Because they couldn't figure it out either. And there was not a space on the box when because they have the boxes. Normally they have like the little black, white, not Hispanic, whatever. They didn't have me fill that out. She's like, just put your name, address, phone number, email address, blah, 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 put it on there. And she assigned me it. So it just says, oh.
that's so Memphis.
It's so Memphis. My doctor's office, I walked in, the doctor immediately put me as white. I don't think I look white. I've always thought I looked like I had some ethnicity to me. So I don't think I look white at all. I know I'm pasty, but I don't look white. My features do not look white. But I had to fight. And Groove will tell you, I had this conversation on Marco Polo. It took me 2.5 hours to get them to change me to mixed on my damn medical.
Yep. That's true.
So it's a thing. It is so weird.
Especially here in the US. Jesus Christ, man.
Well, it's dangerous. My dad, being, Black and indigenous, have a higher risk of kidney disease. And my dad is a kidney patient. They were never testing me at my physicals, and I could never figure out why. So I went online and looked at my portal. I'm like, holy shit, they have me listed as white. So I had to go in there and have them like, look, I'm gonna need you to change this. I had to go through, well, you have to talk to this person. You have to talk to that. It took me it was like 2.5 hours of back and forth on the phone just to change my race at one doctor's office. And every time I go to a new doctor or a new specialist, I have to do it all over again. So it is a mess. This is where we live. This is where we live. And it's very effed up.
But to jump from this topic of fucking Memphis being Memphis and hard time finding voice actor roles.
Hold on. Multicultural Fest 2023 Serenity. I will be there. Sorry. Just had to throw that out there.
That's fine. I don't know what that is, but
that's the Multicultural Fest that we're starting in 2023. Get with the program, Groove.
I work all the time, man. This is a rare opportunity for me to just do this. I need to actually publish my my next book and hope it takes off, so I can like just work from home and then write and practice on my own time. We'll see what happens. I'm trying to make my life easier, but before we get to that, stop laughing at me, y'all. I see y'all laughing.
Diversity, they do here in Memphis, Tennessee. They do a lot of stuff here I'm really shocked about. And really quick disclosure about LGBTQ plus and ethnicity. Groove, you know this. When me and River went to apply for our marriage license together, We filled out all the paperwork, and the woman called us up, and she's like, "Oh, are you two sisters?
Yeah.
Why in the hell would I be in your office getting a marriage license with both of our names on it if this was my mother effing sister?" I'm like,
Because marrying your sister in Memphis is more common than
901.
marry a trans male that you just met. That's how Memphis works. That's
Lord
how
have
that
mercy.
works.
That's how it works. Like, they'd rather you marry your sister.
Forget we're below Mason Dixon. Ding, 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 ding,
I'm like, I didn't know that shit was even legal here. So I was like, oh, learn something new.
It might be in some parts. Go to
Well, it's
Fenger,
okay.
Tennessee.
It's okay. Groove. Did I not get a credit card application in Korean because I'm also Korean?
Mm.
Now, River did not get said thing. All the Korean stuff comes to me. Just saying. Just saying.
Because your name's Maria, I guess. They're like, oh, Maria.
Ray says Nola's in the house, Groove. Yeah, you already know. Already know.
I got family in the 9th and 8th wards. What?
I don't think I have anybody. I don't think I have any family in New Orleans. I have family in Canada, but that doesn't
you
mean
ain't gotta have family in New Orleans.
I got French, not like French Canadian, and
actually, I don't know if you have fun while you don't drink. You can't drink. Like
I can't. You act like it's by choice, Groove. I can't.
It's funny though. If you don't drink, it's fun in the daytime. You can go to restaurants, you go to museums, all that shit. If they have they have a con out there, you can go to a con. But at night, if you don't drink, it's gonna piss you off. You will hate it. I promise you.
Like, you don't drink at all. If I get to like get my camera out on my phone and like record you, it would be fun.
I've had some fun times in New Orleans. I'm telling you that right now. But yeah.
Well, I haven't been to Mardi Gras. I know that River has been, because River's been everywhere, like everywhere.
Mardi Gras is some real fun.
What the hell?
Mardi Gras fun. The fucking flamingo parade. You know, it doesn't matter. I'm talking about Baton Rouge Orleans now. Yeah. So before we get to the very end,
guys, you are not gonna believe this shit. I wish I could show you this, but I can't because of NDA reasons. But I'm just gonna say it on this stream, so you will know, and anybody who watches this after this will know. I legit just got another fucking audition for a Korean American speaking fluent Korean in a video game audition.
Just lie.
Just fucking got it right.
Just lie. Just lie. Seriously.
Let me use my professional. I have to read my professional voice. For authenticity purposes, I am not required, nor do I feel comfortable with accepting or auditioning for this role. I try to leave out that authenticity towards people who actually are of that ethnicity or nationality. So please refrain from emailing me for their auditions. That's what I'm going to say, but that's not what's going to happen. I'm going to probably get another one tomorrow. So I guess what it is.
Got you. I
have a whole folder now that says Korean. Nope, Korean. Nope,
I have there's an entire history of Black people that try to get roles that folks confuse for white people. And then they found out they were Black and like, oh my God, you were Black this whole time? Yep. Now keep me doing what I was doing. That has been our history. So as far as I'm concerned, if you think I'm something else that I'm not, I will. All right, I'm gonna exploit that shit. I'm like, you're a Black person. Yep. Because I know around the world, y'all think we're stupid and poor and dumb and live in huts and shit and wear jerseys all day long and can't feed ourselves. So then I can do shit. There it is. Welcome
Ray, you just made my day. I'm gonna get to that one. And I'm black appearing for the most part, so I'm fine leading with that. But I will always tell and express full Afro-Latino background because that's my family legacy and bloodline. I live the experience, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's beautiful if you have that. I mean, I don't care if both your parents are Black. If you have a culture, like some people think, if you're Black, that doesn't mean you have culture. That means nothing. Not everybody here, does not that actually came from Africa. Some people came from, Cuba. Some people came from other places. Black is not just married to Africa. And there's nothing wrong with that if it does. Because, I mean, again, my dad's mother was Nigerian. It doesn't mean a damn thing. And I'm just as proud of that as I am of everything else in my fucking family. It's just that you need to be able to embrace it. I would love to be able to learn about my Nigerian culture. My grandmother's dead. I'll never have the opportunity. My dad doesn't know a damn thing. My grandfather's dead. He's indigenous. I only got to go to powwows when I'm little, when I was little. Everything I've learned about Nigeria and my indigenous culture is through research on my own. It was not through family. I don't know shit about my Scottish stuff except for what my mother taught me in the States. because I had a British mother, but I didn't live in the UK. I am a British citizen, but I didn't grow up with my cousins and my other family members. So I don't know a lot about my Scottish side, except for what my mother taught me. I know a little. I did know a little Gaelic when I was little. I've lost all that now. But I mean, I'm never going to be feeling immersed in any of this shit because there's no way I can. And I'm sick of society making me feel bad about that. So it's just what it is what it is. So, okay. We got like maybe 5. So 1:45 is when we're ending. So we got like a little under 4 minutes. What you got to say, Group? You know, you need to say some stuff. Come on.
So what I want to say
some
was,
words
on a quick lightning round to get off the jury of how life hurts. Let's talk about more so old cartoons, so to speak. So
does it have to be cartoons though? Can I say something
about what?
They're a cartoon. Well, that's not really a cartoon. I'm trying to remember.
Okay, put this way. It can be a cartoon or a TV show, but it cannot surpass the year 2000.
Okay, do you remember? Well, hold on. Let me make sure I'm right on this date. 1994. Okay, I'm good. Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, which was the American
Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. I remember that. The mirror is so dumb. What was it? I remember the black guy was
better than Masked Rider's remake. Remember when they had Masked Rider?
Oh my god!
I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
He speaks Furbish. Then he had a whole fucking toy line.
But I remember watching that show every week when it came out. Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. But I'm like, now that I'm looking back, I'm like, why the hell was I watching this show? This is an Ultraman.
Well, how'd it go? How'd it go? Let's kick some gigabutt.
Yep.
Power. What were the other guys? He said something. It was like, digitized guys. That's what it was. Now
there was Malcolm, Sydney. It was crazy. I remember that whole
shit. They
show
were
was
going
crazy.
digital world and going to be fighting on power lines and shit because they got from Japanese things. Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. You know what's funny though? Because shows like that and Big Bad Beetleborgs and shit, we watched that and we were like, this is awesome. And we were like, the fuck were we watching? This shit was stupid.
Yeah, they had like but in this one they had like the mega virus monsters. It was so generic. Mega virus monsters.
The mega virus monsters. It's so dumb. Oh my god, dude.
But I mean, it was cool that sometimes they would get affected and bring it into the real world. So I was like, oh, okay, stuff is real. But I don't know. I just thought that was funny. Serenity said VR Troopers. VR
Troopers.
I remember Caitlin's car in VR Troopers.
Yeah.
I remember she never put gas in that car.
No,
ever.
It always drove.
They were driving like across terrains.
It was kind of like Big Bag Beetleborgs. Like the kids without the Borg outfits are actually pretty damn strong. Like super strong, super fast, or like telekinetic. Yeah, they need to get in suits to fight these other monsters. They got their power from a phantom. Boy, you gotta love it when people mess up Japanese titles on purpose. Like,
Lord have mercy, that show was a mess. I just remember like just watching that show and thinking, why do they ever need to transform? They don't have to do anything. They just fight him in kid form. They don't ever have to put those damn suits on.
So you got, hey, there's a monster. You ready? Of course. Crack. Yeah. And the black kid, yeah, I got it. And he goes running and shit like, what's going on here? Like, what the hell is happening? Okay. This is a weird ass show.
Yeah, it's like we got some problems. We got some problems.
I miss Snick. I miss watching stuff like fucking honestly, 4 shows in particular. 4 shows. Keen and Kel, but I have some of those on DVD, so I can watch when I want to. But all that, I fucking love all that. Alex Mack, I did like Alex Mack, and one people rarely talk about anymore, The Secret World of Alan Strange. I used to love that show as a kid.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that in a long time.
Yeah, that because it's very simple. It wasn't similar. It was like that. What was that show? I almost said VR Troopers. And no, not Tattoo Change, Alien Files in Beverly Hills. That silly ass show. That, oh my god. Tattooed Teenage Alien Fighters, Beverly Hills. That was a weird show, but no. What was it?
Well, I mean, that's because their Zordon was like slime.
Yeah,
Version of,
yeah,
like-
you know. But no, but oh yeah, I'm trying to remember. Hold on, it was Secret Alan Strange, Alex Mack. It was another show on Nickelodeon. That was very similar. Oh, why can't I remember it? Oh my god. But anyway, the Secrets of Mystery Alan Strange used to be one of my favorite shows to watch. I used to
Yeah.
love watching that show.
that was a pretty good show.
That it's a little music. Do, 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 do. Like he had so many powers and stuff. It was like cool as hell. He drank the milkshakes like, oh, how's it taste? It's okay. We use it for fuel. I use milkshakes for fuel? My God, what? He was burping out bowls. He was floating in the air.
Well, I mean,
oh man, I miss old TV, and of course, you know, actually a lot of Snick I miss the most. Now I'm thinking about it. I also miss watching Are You Afraid of the Dark? That was super.
I loved Are You Afraid of the Dark? I used to watch that, The Secret World of Alec Mack.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier, Alex Mack.
And there was another one. I cannot think of its name. It was a girl, and she was some kind of like shapeshifter or something like that. I don't know what the hell was it called.
I'm trying to Mac a little bit there, but
no, it's not. This one was a little bit different because like people were trying to kill her all the time.
On Nickelodeon?
I think it started on Nickelodeon, and then the second season and third season it just went straight to DVD or something like that. I'll have to find it. It was weird. It was very weird.
Alex Mack's like, hey, I'm Alex Mack. I was a regular teenage girl until I got done with some chemicals.
Yeah, I remember.
And now I'm done to a science experiment.
You know, that was actually to me. Remember that? Was it All American Hero? Like,
oh yeah.
I'm walking on. What was it?
Yeah.
He was a school. No, he was a school teacher, not a principal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, to me, Alex Mack was like a reinvention of that, but instead of having the teacher, it was the student.
Yeah.
That's what that kind of reminded me of.
That was that shit where it was like, what was it? My best friend Ray thinks it's cool. My sister Anne's I'm a science experiment. So I remember that show for real. Yes. Oh my God.
Animorphs was cool. Now Ray just said, I need River to be Cyclops, Maria to be Rogue, and Groove to be Gambit. So this is the first time that Rogue will be getting it on with Cyclops and not Gambit then. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. Like, because I'm going after River every time. Groove knows I'm obsessed with my spouse. So
you know what though? I mean, that makes sense. I'm just gonna be somewhere else, more than me.
Yeah, well, no, you're gonna look. If we're going by comic lore, then that means that Brene is gonna be Belladonna.
Ray said Freakazoid.
Ooh, Freakazoid was cool. See, I loved Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom was too bad.
That was my other show. I love that show.
If Jam was in it right now, if I was going she would go out nowhere. He's a phantom. Like, yeah. He's a phantom. Young Danny Phantom, he was just 14 when his parents built a really strange machine. It was built, seen, a world unseen. Gonna enter the world, he's Danny Phantom. Yeah, but no, Freakazoid.
I love how you're already into it.
Freakazoid, oh my God. Don't. Oh my God, I love that cartoon. Oh my God, yes. In the Freakazoid.
It makes you sad that you can't get some of them anymore. You know what I mean? Like some of them you can't find anymore. It's really sad.
I got some slick bootleg, but still, you know, Freakazoid, I watch sometimes. Guess who's coming to DC? Freakazoid, unless something better's on TV. Freakazoid. He's here to change the nation, so stay tuned to the station. If not, we'll be unemployed. Freakazoid. Freakazoid. I skipped the entire part. Here is Dexter Douglas, world computer ace. Surfing on the internet and got zapped in cyberspace. He turned into the Freakazoid, a world computer freak. He tries to feel us crazy because he's a little dick.
We've lost him now. He's lost it.
Oh my God.
Yes,
I love Freakazoid. Oh my God.
We have seen Static Shock. Static Shock was a damn good cartoon, and I'm happy.
I haven't watched Static Shock. Gotta be beat.
Static Shock was amazing.
Gotta be a superhero.
I just love that you're in it. Groove is in it to win it with these theme songs right now. It's like Danny Phantom versus Flabber. Who is more powerful?
Danny. I don't
Probably
care.
Danny.
I'm saying Danny. I'm gonna say Danny because
I'm
I
gonna say
like it
Danny
more.
for nostalgic reasons.
You know what I'm gonna say Danny for? Because Danny can walk through walls, disappear, and fly. He's much more unique than the other guy.
Yeah, that is a thing. All right. Okay, we need to plan another freaking nerd thing where we actually talk about comics, and then we haven't
Right.
gotten around to like
So
we did a little bit of comic talks, but we need to figure out
so
our
this
next
time,
comic.
next time we talk about comics, we're gonna talk about just Kale loves orange soda. I see you, Ray. So
Oh, well, I used to love Sunkiss back in the day when I was able to drink it.
he's talking about Keen and Kale. Is it
Now I'm
true?
just saying I like Sunkiss.
Oh, you don't like it
I'm
no
just
more?
throwing it out there. I like
You
Sunkiss.
can't. You don't drink it no more. Oh yeah, you probably can't
I
drink it
can't.
no more. Yeah.
I wish I could.
I
I
do.
can't
I
have
do. I
any.
do. I do.
I can't have sodas. I can't have alcohol. I can't have dairy. I can't have gluten, and I can't have a lot of sodium or sugar.
So Maria don't love orange soda, but Kale loves orange.
No, you know what? I
soda.
used to love root beer floats.
Really? I haven't had one of those in a
Yes.
while.
I love root beer, and
I
I
tried
mean
root beer
real
floats
root
in
beer floats, not
Louisiana,
that
actually.
shit they try and pretend is root beer floats. I'm talking about real root beer. That
I
real
don't know.
stuff.
I don't know if it's out there now, but if it is, go see it in Baton Rouge. There's a restaurant called Frost Top, and they do make a nice root beer float, and it is delicious.
Well, the problem is I can't have the root beer or
Yeah,
the.
I
And the
know.
thing
I
is
know
I
you
can't have the
can.
float part either because I can't have ice cream.
I said, I know you can't, but
I can get non-dairy. If they did like non-dairy, I could do it, and
actually,
then maybe like a.
I don't know if Frost Top is still open anymore. But after the whole pandemic thing, they were kind of like an old school rundown kind of restaurant. But if they're still out there, you're in Baton Rouge.
I want it.
It's so good.
You know, guys, you don't know. I miss so much. Like, there's so much. I don't eat meat anymore, but when I did eat meat, I never really ate red meat or pork. But I did eat the hell out of chicken. And every time I see a K drama and they have like the fried chicken and beer. I don't even like beer. I want it. I want the beer and the chicken. I don't know what it is, but I could taste it. It's like I really need it in my life. Like, and then I get upset. But I don't eat meat. So.
Talking about beer and chicken. I want beer and chicken now. But our next nerd stream, since we do this hangout thing, we're gonna do Nickelodeon versus Cartoon Network versus the Disney Channel. And let's see what we remember.
Chippendales Rescue Rangers.
If you haven't seen the Chippendales Rescue Rangers movie, go on Disney Plus and watch it. I watched it a couple of days ago.
Is it
I
good?
honestly had a very, very, very good time watching it. It is very multiversal. They go to the uncanny valley. It's so funny. Like in California. No, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, if you're a Chippendale Rescue Rangers like purist, you'll hate it. Because there's a lot of things that you can like, why do they sound like that? But if you
because the voice actors are probably retired from the original
the
show.
voice that they got like John Mulaney and oh, man, who played Dale? I can't remember. All right, doesn't matter. So don't know what I'm talking about. Watch it. If you've not watched it, watch it. Ugly Sonic is in it.
Really?
And that's the Sonic they were gonna put originally in Sonic the Hedgehog, and they were like, nope, take him out, put the new Sonic in. That old Sonic is in it and try to remake his career. It's so funny. Watch it, damn it, watch it. It is so funny. It is so awesome. It's the first time I've seen Disney actually take jabs at itself in a real light. Watch the movie. It's funny. I ain't gonna lie. I enjoyed it from start to finish. I really did. I didn't even think something is that funny and entertaining, but like.
I mean, I'll check it out. I love cartoons. So
Maria, if you watch the movie, you'll mark a pause and be like, okay, that was fucking hilarious. I absolutely loved it. I promise you. It is not, I'm not saying it's the best movie in the world, but it's way better than you think it's gonna be. And it's on Disney Plus. Watch it. I'm so serious. I was surprised. I was like, this is actually a pretty fun fucking movie.
I'll have to watch it. Like I know that they redid Darkwing Duck a while ago, and they had David Tennant.
That was they redid DuckTales, and David Tennant redid.
Was it DuckTales? I thought it was.
No, it was DuckTales.
Okay, I must be crossing. I thought they were doing a remake of Darkwing Duck.
They're okay. So they had an episode where Darkwing Duck was in DuckTales.
Oh, okay, that's probably what I was. I saw
different.
it in the trailer, so I thought that's probably what it was. Okay, cool. So it was DuckTales. So was it good? Did you watch it?
The DuckTales thing or
the remake?
Actually, I haven't seen all episodes of the remake DuckTales. I need to watch it though. But what I've seen of it, it actually is pretty fucking cool. They do put in old references from like their characters from Darkwing Duck, from Tailspin, all kinds. They throw in old Disney cartoons in their universe and try to make it make sense. It's kind of neat, very meta. But I haven't watched the whole series all the way through. When it comes to Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, the way more references is very, 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 very meta. Not just for the series itself, but for our understanding of how cartoons work. And matter of fact, Scrooge McDuck is in the DuckTales movie. Now think about it.
Is it really?
Yeah, he jumps to a gold bath. It's not even a spoiler. You'll see. Like, oh, look at him jumping in his watery gold, which makes absolutely no sense. But like it's all in there. But yeah, when it comes to I think they I don't want to make any spoilers. They might make a Darkwing Duck series later on. We don't know. You'll see what I'm talking. If you watch the movie, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Like I have a lot of stuff on my Disney queue right now, so
yes,
I haven't seen Red. There's a lot of things I need to watch that are in there. I haven't seen Soul yet, so I need to watch that. There's a lot that I still need to watch. But I mean, again, I need time. I just need time. I'm always working and auditioning and doing shit, so it's hard. But you know what? I am actually running late because I needed to be somewhere technically at 2, but I just checked. I can get there by 2:45, so I might be all right. But I'm running late, guys. I'm running late. But thank you for letting us hang out because this is literally how our conversations go in real life. Like all over the place. And that's what we started to do this. We want to do hangouts where we could just talk about whatever the hell we want.
And Soul was so good. I see you, Latino. Soul.
I saw that the trailer was amazing. I'm sure. I think I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry my head off. It's not like when I watched the sadness.
Never seen Soul.
You didn't hear me, so I still need to see. You are. See, this is what I'm talking about.
Maria,
active listening. Active listening.
When you watch Soul,
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
You're gonna cry.
I know. I know. I am
going to cry.
I know. I am. I already look. When I saw that trailer, I was like, I'm a goner. I already know.
You're gonna cry when you watch Soul.
There are two things that I realized. I'm either going to be very emotional and pass out, or I'm gonna cry. I know what's happening with the sadness with Jam. When me and Jam watch that movie and record it, my eyes are gonna roll back in my head. I'm just gonna black out because I'll be that scared.
Kind of cry. You're gonna cry with the whole. You're gonna go. Oh. I'm glad they did it. You're gonna see. You're gonna see.
I don't know if I'm ready for that.
I may watch Soul again. I might buy some more gin and watch Soul this evening. I'm off Monday.
No, you're not. You're gonna watch Stranger Things.
You're right.
You already know. I already know you're watching Stranger Things. So that's what I'm doing. After I do Charmed and I do my review, I might actually start a little bit before that. Actually, I might watch the first 2 episodes when I get back because I should be back by 4. So we'll see. We shall see. All right, guys. Now that we have yammered on for over 2 hours, oh gosh, almost 3 hours. It's what it is, guys. This is the hangout. You know the drill. They go crazy. But he's got somewhere to be. I got somewhere to be. And then we got some shiz to watch. But you guys will see me and Kenny Low TV at 8:45 p.m. Central Standard Time for our Charm review. We are down to our last 3 episodes, so this is gonna be a mess. But yeah, should be fun.
Next time you see me and Marie gonna be eating the truth and crayons, and we're gonna talk about Nickelodeon versus Cartoon Network versus Disney Channel, and we may sprinkle in like the ABC Saturday Morning and maybe the USA Action Extreme team. We're gonna see what happens. It's gonna be all over the place. May throw some Funimation stuff, Brave Star and all that shit. We're gonna see. Actually, it's probably gonna happen because we're just like that. But
there you go.
It's gonna be epic. You're like, oh damn, I forgot about that. Like, yeah, remember Fox cartoons in the morning? Remember watching Life with Louie? Remember watching Bobby's World?
Shit. Look, I always have my little Silverhawk, Saber Rider, and Star Sheriff, Dinosaur stuff going on in the background too.
Anyway, let me stop that.
Make me have some ton. You're gonna be here all day. Anyway, all right, guys, we love you. If it is day for you, have a good day. If it is evening for you, have a good evening. I will see some of you amazing ATN jokers hopefully at 8:45 tonight for the Charm review. And if not, if you're not into Charmed, then maybe for the Owl House tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Bye, guys.
Later.